Look, my name is Lin Yuan. I'm 18, and I got ice guide into this world where dungeons are real and people pick RPG classes like it's a career fair. Cool, right? Wrong. My parents were dead from day one. Classic transmigrator starter pack, 0 stars, would not recommend. I grew up in an orphanage eating government rice. For years, the word full hit different for me. Like, you don't truly understand a buffet until you've been that kid. When I was 8, a God-level class system popped up in my head. I thought, finally, time to fly. Then the system said, train every day for 10 years. 3,652 days. Not 3,650. Not 3,651. Exactly 3,652. This thing literally counts with decimals like a psycho landlord. Here's the joke. Back in my old life, I was a fitness video collector. I had 3,780 workout videos saved. Never opened a single one. And now the universe wanted me to actually exercise? Every single day. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run. Yeah, I accidentally became Saitama. But honestly, after a while I got addicted. Started training with fists, shields, weapons, the whole menu. Side benefit. School bullies would see me coming and literally bow and walk away in formation. Like I was a final boss in the hallway. So today, after 10 years of punching training dummies like they owed me money, the system finally went ding. I almost cried. Almost. 10 years, man. You know how many sit-ups that is? Me neither. I stopped counting at. My soul hurts. I asked the system, hey, got a welcome gift or something? It said I'd get God-tier talents, God-tier skills, and mythical gear, but only after I pick my class tomorrow. Classic gotcha energy. Dangle the candy. Make me wait one more day. My buddy Sun Tzu came over, skinny as a chopstick, and asked what class I wanted. I told him I want warrior. I love punching things. That's it. That's the whole personality. Sun Tzu said he wants to fight in dungeons too, but his family wants him to pick a life profession, like becoming a magical accountant or something. I looked at his noodle arms and said, bro, maybe try archer. Stand in the back. Shoot things. Or just be a healer. He lost it. I'd rather die on the awakening altar than be a healer dad. I told him healers are safe, at least. Better than summoner. We both agreed. Summoner? Dogs wouldn't even pick summoner. After training, we hit up this all-you-can-eat place. 38 yuan. Student discount brings it to 23. I ate for 2 hours straight and walked out sad because once I become a class holder, I can't come back. Tragic. The real loss in this whole story. Next morning, our homeroom teacher gave us the speech for the 10th time. Don't pick mage if you're broke, pick warrior or knight, blah blah blah. Then he stared directly at me. I shrugged and said, relax, old chun. You know me. I hate magic. If my talent doesn't suck, I'm going warrior. What I didn't say out loud. My talent literally doesn't matter because I have a cheat system. Even if they give me the worst class in the game, I'll turn it into God tier. I'm not worried. I'm just here for the free gear. We walked out to the awakening altar. There's this big glowing gem on top called the Awakening Stone. Came from some divine temple that appeared 50 years ago along with all the dungeons. Dungeons popped up everywhere. Monsters threatened to break out. Humans had to fight back. And now every 18-year-old touches a rock and hopes for the best. That's where I'm headed now. 10 years of suffering, one magic rock, and whatever comes next, I'm ready. Probably. All right, Awakening Day. Let's go. The deal is simple. You touch the glowing rock, and it either gives you a talent ranked F through SSS, or it gives you nothing, and you go work in a factory. No pressure. The principal gave us a little pep talk. If you awaken, congrats. Now go fight monsters that want to eat you. If you don't awaken, hey, at least you won't die in a dungeon. We already signed deals with some factories. You'll be fine. Real motivational stuff. First few kids went up. Failed. 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 One guy came down with jelly legs. A mom in the crowd started crying. The vibe was basically a talent show where the talent is existing. Then this girl Luo Ching touched the stone and, boom, S-rank talent. Something called Charge Up that triples her skill damage. Everyone lost their minds. The principal's face cracked into a smile so fast, I thought his jaw would snap. She picked swordsman without even blinking. Absolute legend. After her, everyone else was pulling C rank at best. Depressing. Then my boy Sun Tzu went up. The stone lit up again. Another S rank. His talent? Holy Light's Embrace. Effect 1. You possess a teammate's body like a ghost and heal them from inside. while being completely untouchable. Effect 2. Healing power doubled. It's a healer talent. A perfect healer talent. I couldn't help it. I burst out laughing. Bro, just pick priest. The heavens have spoken. You are the milk daddy now. Sun Tzu stood on that altar looking like he was trying to pass a kidney stone. His face turned red. You could literally see the 5 stages of grief playing out in real time. Remember yesterday when he said he'd rather die on the awakening altar than be a healer? 30 seconds of internal warfare later, he squeezed out through clenched teeth. Priest. Rest in peace, Sun Tzu's warrior dreams. He quietly deleted that oath from his memory, like clearing browser history. The second he came down, a mob surrounded him. Everyone wanted the double healing milk daddy on their team. He rejected them all. Said he's saving himself for me. Loyal king. Now it's my turn. I walked up, touched the stone, and it lit up bright. S rank. Third one from our class. The principal and our homeroom teacher were grinning so hard they looked deranged. 3 S ranks from one classroom? The school budget was about to get fat. Then I read my talent. Summoning Synergy, S rank. Effect 1. Your summoned creatures can stay outside the summoning space freely. Effect 2. Your summoning skills are instant cast. That's it. That's IT. This is S rank. My summoned pet can just hang out. And I can summon faster? Where's the damage boost? Where's the broken ability? This thing reads like a convenience feature, not a superpower. And the crowd agreed. Someone literally said, with this talent, you can send your summon to work at a factory while you sleep. 1 person, 2 salaries. 24-hour grind. Someone suggested I take my summoned beast to a factory job. I wanted to scream. Deep breath. Fine. I still have the system. The god-level class system will save me. It'll give me something amazing. Something powerful. Something, based on your talent, the optimal class match is Summoner. 1 option. Just 1. Summoner. The class that literally yesterday both Sun Tzu and I agreed dogs wouldn't pick. I demanded a reroll. The system said no. 99.97% compatibility with Summoner. Everything else below 15%. Forcing a different class would permanently cripple my talent. And then, like a passive-aggressive therapist, it added, system suggestion, accept your fate. But also it reminded me, pick the class and the starter gift pack drops, guaranteed god-tier talent inside. So I did what any rational man would do. I threw yesterday's Lin Yuan under the bus. That guy said dogs wouldn't pick Summoner? I don't know him. Different person. Today's Lin Yuan is a Summoner main and proud of it. Confirm selection. Everyone says Summoner is a bottom-tier trash class? Cool. Let's see about that. The second I picked Summoner, my ears got blasted with notification sounds like my phone after I unmute a group chat. Starter pack. 500 evolution points. A god-tier talent called Summoner of the End, unlocked summoning slots, and a fully corrected class panel. Christmas came early, and it brought the whole store. But before I could even peek at my new goodies, my homeroom teacher Chun Hongwei and the principal sprinted over to me like I was about to jump off a bridge. Lin Yuan, don't pick Summoner. It has no future. Your life is over if you pick that class. They went full intervention mode. Teacher Chen knew I was broke. No money for gear, skill books, or upgrading summoned beast bloodlines. That stuff costs astronomical amounts. Then the principal jumped in with horror stories about every summoner he's ever known being stuck below level 20 because the class advancement quest is solo only, and apparently 2 little pets can't carry you through it. They were genuinely worried. Like, funeral level concerned. My teacher even hit me with, "You're a mature kid. I know you'll make the right choice." So I gave them my brightest, most heartfelt smile and said, "Of course I will. I already picked Summoner." Their faces. I wish I had a camera. Both of them sighed at the exact same time, like disappointed parents who just watched their kid eat glue. I could practically hear them thinking, this child is ruined. Would have been better if he never awakened at all. But here's the thing. While they were giving me the speech, I was reading my stat panel. And let me tell you, this panel is disgusting. Every single base stat, 50 points. All of them. Sun Tzu told me earlier his total stats across everything don't even hit 30. Meanwhile, I'm sitting at 50 in strength, agility, stamina, and intelligence. Why? Because my system gave me a 3rd advancement class panel. At level 1, every level up gives me 40 to all stats plus 40 free points to spend. That's 200 stat points per level. Normal people get 25. I level up once. They need to level up 8 times to match me. Oh, and my talent list? Summoner of the End, God tier, and Summoning Synergy, S rank. The trash talent now has a god-tier big brother sitting next to it on my panel. Beautiful. I asked the system why it says 3rd advancement. Apparently, that's the current world cap. So I'm walking around at level 1 with an in-game class template. No big deal. After the awakening finished, the teachers left to prepare tomorrow's beginner dungeon. That's when things got spicy. This guy Su Jia, A-rank talent, some defense ability called Iron Wall, that reduces damage by 15%, became the center of attention. Everyone was sucking up to him like he invented oxygen. Su Jia, you're so amazing. With your A-rank talent, the dungeon will be easy. Tanks are the real core of any team. Then someone glanced at me and said, "What about the S-rank summoner?" The whole group burst out laughing. That garbage talent counts as S-rank? Trash talent plus trash class. Who'd team up with that? See, before today, these same people were terrified of me. Nobody messed with the guy who trained for 10 years and made bullies bow on sight. But now everyone has class stats, and suddenly they're feeling brave. We could totally take him if we all jumped him. I could see the math happening behind their eyes. Sun Tzu stepped up before I could move. My boy went absolutely nuclear. If Su Jia's so incredible, why don't you all just call him daddy? What kind of garbage superiority complex are you flexing here? You want to lick boots? That's your business. Stop trashing other people while you're down there. Dead silence. Nobody wanted to fight an S-rank priest. Sun Tzu is untouchable. Every team needs a healer, and his healing is doubled. You don't bite the hand that heals you. Su Jia smoothed things over with a fake apology. Everyone was just being blunt. No offense meant. Then he played the generous card. Tomorrow, if anyone's team is short a member, we can still carry him along. Everyone praised his big heart and amazing character like he'd just donated a kidney. I stood there, hands in my pockets, watching the whole circus. Before today, I would have happily educated each of them with my fists. But now, my strength is 50 points. The toughest kid here has 8. If I punched any of them, I wouldn't be teaching a lesson. I'd be writing a eulogy. I'd literally have to get on my knees and beg them not to die. So I let it go. For now, tomorrow's dungeon will do the talking. Walking back to class with Sun Tzu, this guy started analyzing my life like a novel critic. Lin Ji, think about it. You awakened a garbage talent, picked a trash tier class, and everyone laughed at you. This is textbook main character template. Next, you'll unlock a hidden class, summon a baby divine beast, slap some rich villain, build a harem, and steamroll to the top. I stared at him. What kind of bottom-shelf garbage novel are you reading? You think I'm some urban dragon king? Should I do the crooked smirk too? Then I actually did the smirk. Corner of my mouth, slow and menacing. For one glorious second, the dragon king descended. Sun Tzu tried to one-up me with this. Jia 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 jia, shoulder-shaking villain laugh. I told him to get lost because he sounded like a final boss from a discount dungeon. Anyway, while we were messing around, I finally checked my new god-tier talent. And oh, my god. Summoner of the End, God tier effect 1. Spend evolution points to make any summoned beast break through its bloodline limit with a guaranteed perfect evolution. Effect 2. Every summoned beast I own will awaken an SSS rank talent. Every single one. Effect 3. I personally gain all talents and skills from my summoned beasts. Do you understand what this means? Summoners unlock a new summoning slot every 10 levels. So every 10 levels, I get another creature with an SSS rank talent, and then I copy that talent onto myself. I'm not a summoner. I'm a talent vacuum cleaner. Eventually, I'll be walking around with so many SSS rank abilities, I'll need a second status screen. Hand rip gods apart? Yeah, that's on the roadmap. Back in class, Teacher Chen rushed in with news. Everyone who awakened gets put into one class. Everyone who didn't gets shipped to factories. Then came the prizes for the beginner dungeon starting tomorrow, 2 weeks to grind levels. And whoever hits level 10 first wins a B-rank skill book, plus 500,000 yuan cash. Second place gets C-rank, plus 300k. Third gets C-rank, plus 100k. The classroom exploded. Everyone assumed first place belongs to Luo Qingqing. Triple damage means triple dungeon clearing speed. Second and third would be Sun Tzu or Su Jia depending on team setups. Nobody mentioned me. Obviously. In their heads, summoner equals furniture. No attack skills, summons die and take 30 minutes to resummon. And without summons I'm weaker than a random dungeon slime. Fair assessment. If I were a normal summoner. While they were busy planning, I was quietly panicking about skill books. Summoner books are rare. Even the cheapest F rank, Summon Slime, costs 5,000 yuan, and my entire life savings from years of extreme budgeting is 6,000 yuan. Being an orphan on welfare doesn't exactly build a war chest. Then Teacher Chen pulled me into the hallway. Best timing of my life. School policy says S-rank awakeners get a B-rank skill book. But we don't have any B-rank summoner skills in stock. The principal dug through the entire school inventory and scraped together 2 summoner books, 1 D-rank, 1 C-rank. Then just handed me both. Honestly, that's more than fair. They could have tossed me the D-rank and called it a day. I respect it. I got Summon Shield Guard, D-rank, usable now, summons a tank buddy, and Summon Skeleton Warrior, C-rank, requires level 10, summons a bone soldier with higher base bloodline. Not glamorous, but for a broke orphan who was about to spend his last 6,000 yuan on a slime, this is a feast. Then came the awkward part. Teacher Chen got all shifty-eyed. So, normally S-rank awakeners move into the City Villa district. I already knew where this was going. But since your S-rank talent doesn't actually help in combat, and you picked Summoner, some teachers objected. The principal compromised. Clear the normal difficulty Gold Fong Ruins dungeon, and you can move in. Translation: everyone else with S-rank gets a free mansion. I have to audition for mine. But honestly, I've been eating welfare meals since I was a kid. I learned how the world works a long time ago. The principal didn't have to fight for me at all. He could have just given my B-rank book to someone else and thrown me a D-rank slime skill. Instead, he gave me 2 books and a fair shot at the villa. For someone with no parents, no money, and no connections, that's about as good as it gets. So I just smiled, said thanks, and walked away. Tomorrow's dungeon is going to be very, very fun. Got home, sat on bed, slapped the skill book like it owed me rent. Knowledge absorbed. Summon Shield Guard. Costs 50 mana. Gives me a level 1 bodyguard in wooden armor. Dies and needs 30 minutes to respawn. Standard Summoner Poverty Experience. Quick lore dump. Summoned beasts have bloodline tiers from 1 to 10. Tier 1 is regular nobody. Tier 10 is basically a walking apocalypse called Holy Spirit. Monsters and dungeons use the same ranking. Humans can't rank up their blood, but we get class advancements instead. A 5 or 6 advancement human could throw hands with tier 7 or 8 creatures. Good to know. Anyway, I burned 50 mana, my summoning synergy talent made it instant cast, and poof, a 5 feet 7 inches dude in wooden armor materialized in my bedroom. His stats popped up and I nearly choked. 50 strength. 50. A normal level. 5 player dumping every single point into strength barely hits that. My tier 1 summon at level 1 is already slapping above its weight class. I asked the system what's going on, and it casually replied, all of the host summons are the strongest of their tier. Oh, cool. Just the strongest. No big deal. But the stats weren't even the main event. Remember my god tier talent? Every summoned beast awakens an SSS rank talent. Well, it fired immediately. My shield guard god, Martial King, SSS rank. Effect 1, can learn any combat skill. Skill mastery speed increased by 1000%. Effect 2, when mastery maxes out, skills can rank up. Cap is SSS. Effect 3, all combat skill damage boosted by 1000%. 10 times damage. On everything. Combat skills that upgrade themselves. And then, because my god tier talent also copies everything to me, Martial King activated on MY body. 10 years of training? The system scanned all of it. Every punch, every kick, every weapon drill. And it converted everything into passive skills. Shield mastery, sword mastery, bow mastery, fist mastery, staff mastery, hammer mastery, blade mastery. 7 passive skills. In 5 seconds. Each one equivalent to an S-rank talent. Then because I hit 5 weapon types, a bonus passive unlocked, Weapon Master. I can swap weapons mid-combat with 0 delay, and I'm immune to disarming. I said a word so vulgar the Chinese language needed 4 different grass radicals to express it. 7 S-rank equivalent passives plus an SSS rank talent. Before I even stepped foot in a dungeon. Yesterday, I was the class joke. Today I have more talents than some people have brain cells. But I wasn't done. I looked at my shield guard with hungry eyes and whispered the magic words. Evolve. 100 evolution points gone. Red light swallowed him whole. When it faded, he was taller. 5 feet 11 inches. Now, wearing rusty iron armor instead of wood. Meet the Black Iron Guardian, Tier 2. His stats doubled across the board. 1000 HP, 200 attack, 100 defense. Plus a new C-rank skill, Shield Bash. A regular level, one player has maybe 100-something HP and like 15 attack power. My boy here could one-shot 99% of them with a basic auto attack. I wanted to keep going. Tier 3, baby, let's go. Tier 3 requires 500 evolution points. Insufficient. I had 400 left. Math said no. I asked how to earn more. System said, clear dungeons, kill bosses. Higher difficulty equals more points. But each dungeon only pays out once, except beginner mode. Beginner gives 50 points, and each difficulty tier doubles it. Nightmare level, 5-man dungeon, 1,600 points. 25-man raid. Multiply by 10. So the plan writes itself. Clear the beginner dungeon tomorrow, collect enough points to hit tier 3, then push into nightmare difficulty with a tier 3 summon that hits like a freight train. And if my summon needs help, I'll jump in myself. I've got 7 weapon masteries and 10x combat damage. I'm not some fragile backline caster hiding behind my pet. I am the pet's scarier owner. I looked at my black iron guardian standing at attention like a soldier waiting for orders. After evolving, his race changed to Dark Scion. Something about that name triggered a vision in my head. A figure with massive wings and a demon sword, radiating absolute destruction. I'll call you Ollie, I said, sizing him up and imagining the day he'd be carving through battlefields with that demon sword. I believe you'll become the Dark Scion sovereign one day. Ollie had been standing perfectly still this whole time, silent as a statue. But when I said that, his eyes flashed crimson red behind his mask. Dark Scion sovereign. He already was one. He just needed to remember. Woke up the next morning and my apartment was spotless. Spotless. I panicked. I've been robbed. Patted my pockets. 6,000 yuan still there. Okay, not robbed. But then who? I looked over and saw Ollie sitting in a chair like a butler waiting for instructions. I asked, "Did you do this?" Fully expecting silence because smart summons are supposedly super rare. He nodded. Then he walked to the bathroom and wiped down the sink I just splashed water on. My tier 2 killing machine is a neat freak. My summon beast has cleaning lady stats. You know what? Great. When I move into that villa, I'm saving a fortune on housekeeping. Got to school. The dungeon plaza was packed. Luo Qingqing looked like a proper adventurer. Leather armor, short sword, for C-rank teammates, all girls. A full squad of death. Then there's Su Jie. Wooden armor, shield, one-handed axe, and every single one of his 4 teammates was decked out in gear. At current prices, one piece of beginner armor costs 10,000 yuan. A weapon? 20,000 plus. Full loadout. 200,000 minimum. Rich kid energy radiating off that squad like body heat. Me? I showed up with my fists and a summoner title that makes people change the subject. The principal gave us the safety speech. Dying in the beginner dungeon won't actually kill you, but the mental trauma is real. Every year some kids get so shaken they never enter a dungeon again. Encouraging stuff. Blue portal opened. Su Jie charged in first like he was starring in a recruitment ad. Luo Qingqing's squad followed right behind. They were clearly racing for the speed record. 5 minutes later, the plaza was almost empty. Every pre-made team had gone in. The only ones left were the F-rank talent rejects, and me. These leftovers looked at each other, shrugged, formed their own sad little 5-man squads, and shuffled through the portal. Not one person asked me to join, not even the F-ranks. They literally decided a useless F-rank warrior was better than a summoner. I was less desirable than the bottom of the barrel. I was the ground under the barrel. My teacher Chen sighed from the sidelines. Meanwhile, Class 2's teacher was already in the principal's ear. Remember your promise. If Su Jie breaks the dungeon record, he gets the villa spot. The principal told him to calm down, but didn't deny it. And there's a time limit. If I can't clear the normal difficulty dungeon within 2 weeks, I lose the villa for good. Then the principal noticed someone missing. Where's Sun Tzu? Right on cue. My boy came sprinting and wearing white priest robes and carrying a wooden staff like he just rolled out of a church supply closet. Sorry I'm late. Lin Ji. Then he turned to the remaining students and yelled, S-rank healer looking for 3 melee. Let's go. Some people actually perked up, but then they saw me standing next to him. Interest, deleted. A healer with no damage plus a summoner with no purpose? That equation equals death. Nobody bit. The principal started scolding our teacher. How did you let an S-rank healer end up without a team? Put him with Su Jie's group. They'd shatter every record. Before anyone could rearrange my best friend's life, I cut in. Stop yelling for people. Just us two. Sun Tzu's eyes lit up. How confident are you? Completely. Then let's go. He He charged straight into the portal. I smiled and followed. Behind us, the remaining students lost their minds. 2 people? They went in with 2, a squishy healer and a garbage summoner. Who's tanking? The summoned beast? I bet 30 minutes before they both die and respawn out here crying. Sun Tzu is an idiot. S-rank healer, and he chose to pair with a trash summoner. Both of them are finished. Yeah? Keep talking. We'll see. Blue light swallowed me, and I landed in a sandy, collapsed mine full of ruins. The Gold Fong Ruins, beginner difficulty. Enemies are kobolds, levels 0 through 5. Final boss is a level 5 kobold overseer named Copper Fong. I took one look around the dusty wasteland and called out. Ollie, time to work, snapped my fingers. Black Iron Guardian materialized instantly. 5 feet 11 inches of rusty armored menace, standing like a javelin rammed into the ground. Radiating pure, I will end you, energy. Sun Tzu nearly jumped out of his robes. Elginji, that's your summon? He couldn't see Ali's stats, but he could feel it. That primal instinct that tells you something in front of you could fold you in half without trying. Whatever Sujia has. It ain't this. 2-man dungeon run. Let's see what Ollie can do. Ollie, go kill things. That's it. That's my entire battle strategy. I'm a tactical genius. We turned the first corner, and 4 kobold scavengers were just standing there. Level 1. 200 HP. 5 attack power. 0 defense. 0. These things were literally made of paper and sadness. Sun Tzu, bless his heart, was sweating. For monsters. This won't be easy. Before he finished that sentence, Ollie walked up and deleted them. 1 swing each. For swings. For corpses. The kobolds hit Ollie back and did absolutely nothing. Couldn't even scratch his paint. Full HP. He didn't even flinch. It was like watching someone step on ants, except the ants try to fight back. Sun Tzu had attached himself to Ollie using his possession ability, so he could see Ollie's health bar. I heard him counting under his breath. 1s, 10s, 100s, 1,000. And then he almost broke his own voice screaming about how no level 1 summon should have 1,000 HP. Then he calmed down and got cocky. Even if your summon does low damage, with this HP pool and my healing, we can just slowly grind the boss too. Ollie threw his shield on the ground mid-sentence, pulled out his sword, and one-shot the next mob with a skill called Cleave. Minus 2,400 damage. Sun Tzu went silent. Brain, disconnected. I could practically see the loading wheel spinning behind his eyes. For reference, Sun Tzu has maybe 200 HP total. That single hit could kill him 12 times over. The secret? SSS rank, talent Martial King. 10 times combat damage. Ollie's base attack is 200. Cleave does 120% damage. Multiply by 10. And you get numbers that make kobolds question their life choices in the split second before they stop existing. And after just 1 use, the skill's mastery jumped from level 1 to level 5. Damage went from 120% to 125%. A few more swings and it'll max out. Then the Martial King's second effect kicks in. Max mastery skills can upgrade to a higher rank. This talent doesn't just hit hard. It evolves your skills while you're hitting hard. The kobolds dropped a rusty pickaxe. White tier garbage. 5 attack, 1 mining speed, 20 durability. A dog would look at this item and shake its head. But hey, some mining class worker might pay money for it. Into the bag it goes. Here's where I got annoyed though. Killing stuff took about 1 second per mob. Finding stuff took 30 minutes. The dungeon is massive and these kobolds are spread out like they're social distancing. At this rate, I'd clear the dungeon by next Tuesday. Then I noticed something. Kobold miners have a skill called Flee. When their HP drops below 20%, they run away screaming for help. Screaming. 4. Help. Light bulb moment. Ollie, see that miner? Hit it. But don't kill it. Ollie swung once. Minus 400 critical hit. Ali, stop. He nearly vaporized the thing. But the miner survived at exactly the threshold. Its flee skill triggered, and it took off running through the dungeon, shrieking like a fire alarm. Every kobold within earshot came charging toward us. 50-plus scavengers, a stampede of angry little dogmen kicking up a dust cloud like a tiny furry apocalypse. Any normal team would have soiled their armor. I looked at the horde and frowned. That's IT? This isn't even a proper wave. People are gonna think I can't afford to kill more. Ollie, handle it. Shield. Thrown on the ground. At this point I think Ollie uses his shield more as a statement than equipment. Sword, drawn. Slaughter, commenced. Minus 2,400. Minus 200. Minus 200. Minus 200. Skills mixed with basic attacks. One swing, one kill. It was a conveyor belt of death. Then mid-massacre, Ali's sword flashed with light. Martial King's second effect triggered early. Cleave, D rank, evolved into Sweeping Slash, C rank. New skill, 50 mana cost, hits 5 enemies at once for 150% attack damage. Minus 3000. Minus 3000. Minus 3000. Minus 3000. Minus 3000. 5 kobolds per swing. The math went from efficient to war crime. Under 60 seconds, every single kobold was dead. 56 scavengers and 1 miner. The ground was littered with loot nobody wanted. Level up, level 2. Sun Tzu hadn't said a word in 3 minutes. He was still possessed inside Ali, watching from the front row as his entire understanding of summoners burned to ashes. I put my hands in my pockets and kept walking. The dungeon record is 3 hours and 25 minutes. We're going to demolish it. Finally, level 2, half an hour for 1 level. Pathetic efficiency. But the stats? Beautiful. I dumped all 40 free points into strength, bringing it to 130. That's 260 physical attack. I could literally punch a kobold to death now. No weapon needed. Just fist meets face, face loses. Ali at level 2 is even more ridiculous. 2000 HP for 100 attack. Naked. No gear. He's running around in rusty armor, looking like a walking extinction event. Summons can equip gear too. By the way, Ali has 2 equipment slots right now. More slots unlock as his bloodline tier goes up. At tier 10, he gets 10 slots, same as a player. Something to look forward to. We pushed deep into the dungeon and hit the center zone. Completely different vibe. Craters everywhere, smelled like gunpowder. The ground looked like someone tested explosives for fun. Which, as it turns out, is exactly what happened. Sun Tzu, my walking strategy guide, started reciting the dungeon walkthrough he memorized last night. The ground is full of buried landmines. 3-second fuse, 3-meter blast radius. If you step on one, run. I didn't read the guide. Not a single word. Why would I? I have Sun Tzu. He is the guide. Save me time. 2-kilometer path ahead. No monsters. Just mines. Only way to reach the final boss. Ali, you go first. Listen, when you have a 2000 HP tank, you don't waste time being careful. You send him walking through a minefield like it's a park. Ali started walking. Beep, 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 beep. Mine triggered. Ali dodged out of range instantly. Boom. Half-meter crater in the ground. That would have chunked most players for half their health bar. 5 minutes later, Ali had walked across the entire area. 50 mines. Every single one triggered and detonated harmlessly. His agility was high enough to dodge them all. Any normal team would have been blown to pieces 17 times over. Nice work, Ali. I was about to move forward when someone started screaming. Which brain-dead idiot triggered all my mines? A kobold riding a steam-powered motorcycle came roaring out of nowhere. Rami the Mine Layer, level 5 mini-boss. 5000 HP, 120 attack, 50 defense. Skills include throwing 3 mines and shooting a big-bore flintlock pistol. Rami popped out guns blazing, threw 3 mines at Ali, and immediately pulled out his cannon-sized gun for a double shot. Classic kobold move. Ambush first, ask questions never. 3 mines hit Ali. Minus 100, minus 100, minus 100. The gun? Minus 0. Didn't even break defense. But it knocked Ali back, which was annoying. I was furious. Did this dog just sneak attack us? Ali. Destroy him. Ali took 2 steps forward. Raised his sword. Sweeping slash. Minus 5250. Boss HP, 5000. The boss died before his motorcycle engine cooled down. 1 hit. Instant. Gone. Evaporated. He showed up, talked trash, and got absolutely annihilated in under 2 seconds. Sun Tzu had been charging up a healing spell. He didn't even get to cast it. He was standing there with his staff raised like a confused wizard at a party that ended before he arrived. His one moment to contribute, and the boss speedran its own death. 800 experience. Almost level 3 now. And the loot was decent. A D-rank skill book called Back Jump, basically a dodge move. A bronze tier helmet that gives 5 strength and 10 stamina, need level 3 though. And a black iron musket with 15 attack, but hilariously slow, 1 shot every 2 seconds. Garbage weapon, but I literally own 0 weapons, so congratulations musket, you're hired. Sun Tzu was muttering to himself. This doesn't make sense. The guide never mentioned a boss here. Then it clicked. Ali triggered all 50 mines. That's the hidden condition. Clear every mine and the secret boss spawns. No team in history has ever done it because stepping on mines hurts, healing costs mana, and you still need mana for the real boss later. So everyone just carefully tiptoes through the minefield and ignores the secret trigger. We accidentally discovered a hidden boss by being too aggressive. And the boss design is actually nasty for normal teams. He ambushes the closest person the instant he appears. If that's your healer or DPS instead of a tank, someone's dying on the spot, guaranteed. The devs really said, "Surprise, you're dead," and called it game design. But for us, Ollie tanked the ambush like it was a light breeze, then casually erased the boss from existence. Tragic. That kobold had a whole motorcycle and everything. Rest in pieces. Then Sun Tzu spotted something beautiful. The motorcycle, just sitting there. Engine still running. Linji, the boss's motorcycle. You said finding monsters is too slow, right? What if we drive around pulling mobs? I looked at the motorcycle. I looked at Sun Tzu. I sat on it. It works. I can ride it. Oh, this dungeon has no idea what's coming. I revved the motorcycle. That sound. Pure testosterone in audio form. Every man within a mile felt something awaken inside them. Picture this. Me on a steam-powered motorcycle, musket tucked in my belt, riding through a dungeon like some kind of discount Ghost Rider. I looked incredible. One word, cool. Bad news though, the bike can't leave the dungeon. Heartbreaking. But for now, it's mine. Sun Tzu, you and Ollie wait on that hill. I'm going fishing. Sun Tzu can't ride it. One hit from a kobold, and he's dead. Ollie has the HP for it, but doesn't know how to drive. So it's gotta be me. 1,800 HP, 180 defense. I'm basically a tank who can do tricks. Showtime. I floored it and vanished in a cloud of dust. Ollie watched me disappear, and I swear I saw longing in his eyes. He wanted to ride. My murder machine has hobbies. I tore through the dungeon at full speed, engine screaming, PLRRR poor PRRR, which in Chinese sounds exactly like broke, broke, broke. The kobolds took it personally. Perfect. A dozen miners came chasing me. Not enough. I kept driving, crested a hill, and spotted 6 kobold camps, 30+ kobolds each, all surrounding a central platform where the final boss was napping. The strategy guide says you're supposed to carefully lure small groups, grind to level 3, then fight the boss. I don't accept suggestions. I drove my motorcycle straight to the boss's platform, did a perfect drift stop right in front of his sleeping face, pulled out my musket, and shot him in the forehead. Minus 115. Hey, time to clock in. I blew the smoke off the barrel, holstered the gun, cranked the throttle to maximum, and peeled out. Rocks and pebbles sprayed all over the boss's face. Copper Fong, the final boss, woke up absolutely livid. Jumped off his platform screaming about his dignity. And when the boss moved, every single kobold from every single camp came pouring out behind him. I had kicked the hornet's nest. 150 kobolds and one very angry boss, all chasing one idiot on a motorcycle. I rode back to my team, hopped off the bike like an action hero, and said, "Done. How many did you pull?" "Not many. 100-something. 100? You pulled every camp. Oh, and the boss is coming too." Sun Tzu's soul briefly left his body. Do you not know that Copper Fong gets stronger with more kobolds nearby? I did not read that part. Let me check his stats real quick. Copper Fong, level 5, base HP, 6,000. Current HP, 22,000. Base attack, 150. Current attack, 310. Why? Because his passive gives him 100 HP and 1 attack for every kobold within range. I brought him 160 kobolds. I accidentally turned a manageable boss into a raid boss. Oops. But also 160 kobolds means 160 bags of experience points. I gave Sun Tzu a reassuring look and yelled the magic words. "Ollie, go to work." Ollie threw his shield on the ground. He does this every fight now. It's becoming a ritual, and charged into the army alone. One sword versus 160 enemies. The energy was, "Come at me, all of you." The geography was perfect. I'd picked a spot with mountains on 3 sides. One narrow path. Funnel City. Ollie stood in the choke point like a blender, and the kobolds were the smoothie ingredients. Sweeping Slash. Minus 6,400. Minus 6,400. Basic attack. Minus 400. Minus 400. Kobolds were dying 5 at a time. Bodies stacking up like firewood. Then Copper Fong pushed through the crowd and hit Ollie with Fear Roar, a skill that stuns one target for 5 seconds. Ollie froze solid. Copper Fong started whipping him with a steel lash. Minus 110, minus 110, minus 110, 2 hits per second. Over 1,000 HP gone in 5 seconds. This is why I brought Sun Tzu. 230, 230, 230, heals rolling in like clockwork. Ollie's health bar barely dipped. Sun Tzu finally had a purpose. The man was thriving. The second Ollie snapped out of the stun, he was mad. Went straight for the boss. Sweeping slash. Minus 4,800 on Copper Fong. Minus 6,400 on 4 nearby kobolds who ceased to exist. Those 4 kobold kills gave me exactly the 180 experience I needed. Level 3. And then, the beautiful notification. Sweeping Slash's mastery had been climbing all fight. Damage already at 160%. And now, mid-boss fight, the skill upgrade triggered. Sweeping Slash, C rank, evolved into Draw Slash, B rank. The boss still had 17,000 HP left and an attitude problem. Ollie had a brand new B rank skill and an even bigger attitude problem. This is about to get ugly. For Copper Fong, I mean. Draw Slash, B rank. 200% attack damage to everything within 5 meters. Ollie's attack at level 3, 600. Let me let you experience what happened next the way Sun Tzu experienced it. Sun Tzu was mid-heal, concentrating hard, being a responsible milk daddy. Then a flash of cold steel cut across his vision. Minus 20,000, critical hit. Minus 12,000, minus 12,000, minus 24,000, critical hit. Copper Fong. The boss who had 22,000 HP, the boss who was buffed by 160 kobolds, the boss who was screaming about his dignity 30 seconds ago, got cut clean in half. Literally. 2 pieces. The entire army of kobolds surrounding him, also dead. Every single one. 1 skill. 1 swing. Everything died. The world went silent. Like someone hit the mute button on reality. Ollie calmly picked up his shield, walked back to my side, and stood at attention like nothing happened. Ollie, beautiful work. I gave him a thumbs up. My notification log looked like someone was spamming me. Copper Fong killed, 1,000 EXP. 72 scavengers, 360. 63 miners, 1,260. 25 wanderers, 1,250. Level up to 4. Almost level 5 already. Sun Tzu's brain was broken. He was still staring at the spot where the boss used to exist. Damage over 10,000. Crits over 20,000. From a level 3 summon. Normal players at level 20 can't do this. His entire understanding of how this world works just got thrown in the garbage. Then he screamed at the top of his lungs. That was insane. I nearly dropped the loot. What is wrong with you? You almost gave me a heart attack. The boss dropped 2 bronze tier pieces, a shield with 300 HP and 20 defense, and a chest armor with 10 strength and 200 HP. I wore the chest piece. Gave Ollie the shield. Fun fact about Ollie. He throws his shield on the ground before every fight. I thought maybe the old one didn't fit right, so I gave him a nice new one. He took it, nodded politely. And he's absolutely going to throw this one on the ground too. He doesn't dislike his shield. He dislikes all shields. A shield guard who refuses to use shields. My summon has an identity crisis, and I respect it deeply. Sun Tzu checked the time. 45 minutes. The old school record was 3 hours and 25 minutes. We didn't just break it. We demolished it. Cut it to less than a quarter. 2 people. 1 healer, 1 summoner. The 2 classes everyone said can't do anything. Then came the dungeon-wide announcement. 3 times. Because once apparently wasn't dramatic enough. Congratulations to Lin Yuan and Sun Tzu's party for breaking the Gold Fong Ruins. Beginner, record, time, 45 minutes. Congratulations to Lin Yuan and Sun Tzu's party for breaking the Gold Fong Ruins. Beginner, record, time, 45 minutes. Congratulations to Lin Yuan and Sun Tzu's party for breaking the Gold Fong Ruins. Beginner, record, time, 45 minutes. Every team still inside the dungeon heard it. Su Jie nearly bit his tongue off. He and Luo Qingqing's squads had just reached the minefield area. They weren't even halfway done. And the 2 people everyone called trash had already finished. When Sun Tzu and I walked out of the portal into the school plaza, every single person went quiet. Students, teachers, the principal. Complete silence. Mouths open, words stuck. The principal tried to say something, but couldn't figure out what to say. A summoner and a priest broke a 3-year record with a 2-man squad. How do you even process that? Dungeon rewards rolled in. 100 evolution points for each boss, 50 for first clear, 50 bonus for perfect clear, 0 kobolds left alive. 300 points total, plus 1,500 bonus EXP. I jumped straight to level 5. Teacher Chin came over looking like he'd seen a ghost wearing a tuxedo and handed us our reward, C-rank skill books. The principal had prepared 5, expecting to give them to Luo Qingqing's or Su Jia's squad. Instead, only 2 walked out. Budget saved. Sun Tzu grabbed, quick heal, smart pick. I grabbed, charge, not for me though. For Ollie. See, with Martial King, Ollie can learn any combat skill. And with Summoner of the End, I copy everything Ollie learns. So Ollie learning a skill means I learn it free. The back jump skill from earlier? Already taught it to Ollie, already copied to me. I don't grind for skills. I just let Ollie study and steal his homework. White collar summoning at its finest. Dumped all my free stat points into strength and checked my panel. Level 5. 4,300 HP, 765 attack power, 430 defense, 375 strength. Across the board, every stat over 200. Meanwhile, my classmates are probably sitting at like 30 total stats, maybe 40 if they're lucky. 700 evolution points in the bank. Ollie needs 500 to hit tier 3. Tomorrow's going to be even more fun. So there I was, standing in the plaza like a celebrity nobody wanted to admit was famous. Every student who got teleported out after failing their dungeon run, first thing they did was stare at me. Especially those F-rank guys who rejected Sun Tzu's team invite. They were looking at me like I was the last bus they didn't get on, and it just drove off a cliff of regret. Those guys missed out on a record-breaking run and a free C-rank skill book. One of them looked like he was genuinely considering slapping himself. Honestly, I'd watch. The principal came over, trying to play it cool. So, Lin Yuan, could you share some details about your dungeon clear? If it's convenient, sure. My summon mutated and evolved to tier 2. His face relaxed instantly. Ah, tier 2. That explains it. In his head, a tier 2 shield guard plus an S-rank healer speed clearing a beginner dungeon was unusual but logical. He bought it completely. I love simple explanations that are technically true but miss about 97% of the actual story. Then Teacher Chin started laying out a plan for me. Very responsible, very practical. Find 3 DPS players, form a full squad, grind the normal difficulty dungeon, race to level 10 first, grab the prize money, then use that money to upgrade your summon's bloodline. The principal added the reality check. Evolving summon bloodlines costs at minimum 1 million yuan per tier. It's not guaranteed to work. Fail once and the summon gets weaker. Fail twice and it's practically useless. I knew a summoner who spent 10 million, failed 3 times in a row, his summon stats dropped to single digits, couldn't beat a level 1 slime, and he jumped off a building. Cool. Cool. Very encouraging story. Thank you for sharing that during my moment of triumph. But they didn't know my situation. My evolution is 100% success rate. Costs 0 yuan. I just spend evolution points. No gambling, no bankruptcy, no rooftop decisions. Their entire understanding of summoner economics doesn't apply to me. Teacher Chin's plan was solid for a normal person. Grind safe, earn money, pray your summon evolves. It was the best possible advice for someone without cheats. I have cheats. As I walked past Teacher Chun toward the dungeon entrance, I casually dropped, "Hey old Chun, you've been a homeroom teacher for years. Pretty tough work. Ever thought about becoming vice principal?" His brain short-circuited. Vice principal? Of course he wants that. But what kind of question is that in front of the actual principal? He thought I was trying to get him fired. Stop worrying about nonsense and go grind your dungeon. He put on his angry teacher face. Normal difficulty isn't a joke. You got it, boss. I waved and walked into the portal. The principal actually started hinting to Teacher Chun about a promotion, year-level director, since we produced 3 S-rank students. Things were looking up for the old guy. Then the dungeon guard teacher came sprinting over. Principal, bad news. Lin Yuan and Sun XU selected Nightmare difficulty. What? Nightmare. Difficulty. The principal's face went from pleasant afternoon to someone canceled Christmas. I could feel his rage from inside the dungeon. Probably. Here's the thing about Nightmare difficulty that I maybe should have mentioned to people before selecting it. 1. It's considered the hardest tier that exists on Blue Star. Even the best professional squads in the entire world can't guarantee a clear. 2. Once you enter, you cannot leave for 30 minutes. 3. If you die in Nightmare mode, you die for real. Not like beginner mode where you respawn feeling sad. Actually dead. Game over. Funeral. So from the principal's perspective, 2 freshly awakened students, a summoner and a priest, both level 5, Both 1 day into their careers, just voluntarily walked into a death sentence. On day 1, after he just finished telling me to play it safe, he was probably standing out there imagining the paperwork. 2 S-rank students died on the first day is not a headline any school wants. But here's what he doesn't know. Ollie is about to become Tier 3. I have 700 evolution points and only need 500. My stats are already higher than most players 10 levels above me. And I'm not gambling. I know what I can do. Nightmare difficulty gives 1,600 evolution points for a 5-man dungeon clear. With just 2 of us taking all the EXP, we'll be swimming in power. The principal thinks I'm being reckless. I think I'm being efficient. Let's find out who's right. Meanwhile, outside the dungeon, the principal was apparently losing his entire mind. He sent someone to call the law enforcement squad because he thought 2 S-rank students were about to die on day 1. Teacher Chin's face melted off his skull. Forget the promotion. He was wondering if he'd still have a job by dinner. I knew none of this. I was vibing. First thing I did inside nightmare mode, evolved Ollie. 500 evolution points. Gone. Red light. Transformation sequence. Ollie. Tier 3 Bronze Guardian. 10,000 HP, 2,000 attack, 1,000 defense, 1,000 strength, 1,000 agility. A skill list so long it needed its own paragraph. This man went from wooden armor hobo to certified war machine in 2 days. Level 5, 10,000 hit points. I wanted to stand on a mountain and scream. Who else? Sun Tzu did the screaming for me. What the? He was attached to Ollie and saw the health bar. Counted the digits. Got to 5. Nearly passed out. Linji. 10,000 HP. Am I hallucinating? Chill. Stop yelling. Nightmare difficulty was no joke aesthetically. The whole place smelled like a gunpowder factory had a baby with a war zone. Ground looked like someone carpet bombed it. We spawned in a crater sitting on top of a massive iron ore deposit. Nearby, a kobold laborer was mining iron with a pickaxe. Level 5. 3,000 HP, 120 attack. In beginner mode, the final boss had 6,000 HP. Here, a random trash mob has half that. No wonder nobody clears nightmare. Ollie. Go. Ollie activated charge, crossed 30 meters in a blink, stunned the kobold, then hit it twice. Minus 1,970. Minus 3,940, critical. Dead. 2 hits. A nightmare mode monster that would take a normal team 15 seconds of careful fighting? 2 casual slaps. Coming out of the crater, kobold laborers were everywhere. Some were mining, some were driving little steam-powered transport trucks hauling ore. It was like a whole kobold industrial revolution down here. Sun Tzu spotted an empty truck and his eyes lit up. Linji, there's a truck. You could drive it and pull everything again. Do the one-wave thing, oh? Mister, I'd rather die than be a healer suddenly has big ideas. Come on, Ollie has that skill where he goes swoosh and everything dies. It'd be a waste not to pull everything. He mimed the draw/pose. He was genuinely excited. My healer was becoming a chaos gremlin. I'm so proud. I climbed into the transport truck. This thing was straight out of the Steam Age. Started up with a tut-tut-tut-tut sound, belched out a cloud of steam from the front, and handled like a shopping cart with anger issues. Grabbed the wheel, floored it, disappeared in a cloud of steam, pulled out my musket, and started shooting kobolds as I drove past. Minus 690. Didn't even need to hit them, just needed their attention. Miss. Doesn't matter. The sound was enough to make every kobold in a half-mile radius furious. The mining operation turned into total chaos. Kobolds dropped their pickaxes and started chasing me. Some of them jumped into their own transport trucks and tried to run me down. 5 trucks converging from different directions, all trying to T-bone me. You think you can catch me? Cute. I yanked the wheel hard, maxed out the engine, and threaded through all 5 trucks like I was playing Mario Kart. If anyone had been watching from above, they would have questioned reality. This was supposed to be nightmare difficulty, the most terrifying dungeon tier on the planet, and I turned it into a racing game. 2 minutes of vehicular mayhem later, I pulled up in front of Ollie with an entire army of furious kobolds behind me. Parked the truck. Jumped out with maximum style. Beep, 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 beep. First place, Ollie. Work time, clang. That was his shield hitting the ground. Battle mode, activated. I stared at the shield on the floor. Again. He did it again. I gave him a brand new bronze tier shield with 300 HP, and he still throws it on the ground like it's a candy wrapper. At this point, I'm not even confused anymore. My shield guard hates shields. It's his whole personality. He's not a shield guard. He's a sword guy who carries a shield out of politeness. Whatever. Ollie charged into the mob and hit draw slash. Minus 39,870 minus 39,900 minus 39,890 minus 78,960. Critical. Every. Single. Cobalt. Atomized. 47 laborers and one mini-boss I didn't even notice was in the group. Some guy called Foreman Lawton. All deleted in one swing. Ollie casually flicked blood off his sword, strolled back, and picked up his shield like a gentleman putting on a coat after a dinner party. Sun Tzu could only whisper one word. Elegant. And honestly? Yeah. Ollie killed 50 things and made it look like a waltz. I checked the loot. The regular kobolds dropped literally nothing because they're broke. Even in death, they're poor. But the foreman dropped something juicy, a silver tier sword. No level requirement. Just needs 50 strength. 80 attack, 20 strength. For a normal level, 5 warrior, this weapon would be a game changer. With this, clearing normal difficulty dungeons becomes a joke. I handed it to Ollie. He swung it twice, shrugged, and basically said, "It's okay, I guess." His attack is 2,000. The sword adds 80. That's like giving a millionaire a coupon. We pushed forward, following the direction the transport trucks had been hauling iron ore. After about 15 minutes, we hit a cave entrance, 10 meters wide, with a dozen ore-loaded trucks parked outside. Sun Tzu got curious. What are all these kobolds mining for? Who knows? Maybe they love mining. Or maybe something else is forcing them to mine. Some kind of shady operation. Nobody builds a mine in the middle of nowhere for fun. Ollie shoved the parked trucks aside, revealing a pitch-black tunnel. No guide existed for nightmare difficulty Gold Fong ruins. Nobody in history has ever cleared it. Sun Tzu's walkthrough was useless here, so we drove in. I emptied one of the trucks, hopped in the driver's seat. Ollie sat in the back. Sun Tzu immediately possessed Ollie because, and I quote his logic, "If the truck flips, you and Ollie are tough enough to survive. I would simply die." Fair point. Smart survival instincts. The tunnel had rail tracks. Actual iron rails laid into the ground. Steam trucks, railways. This isn't kobold technology. Kobolds have the brain capacity of a wet napkin. They didn't invent this. Sun Tzu connected the dots. Linji, if there are rails and steam engines, something intelligent built this. Are there human-type enemies in here? He was freaking out, and for good reason. Mindless mobs are predictable. I drive around honking, and they chase me like angry puppies. But intelligent enemies? They think. They plan. They set traps. If whatever's running this operation saw us wipe out the surface crew, they already know we're coming. Which means the tunnel might be one giant trap. So naturally, I floored the gas pedal. Hold on. Speeding up, the truck screamed down the tracks at maximum velocity. Engine roaring. T-T-U-T, through the darkness like an angry tea kettle on wheels. No caution. No scouting. Just pure commitment to velocity. 5 minutes of pitch-black tunnel later, a blinding light appeared ahead. Sun Tzu yelled, "There's a train." Stop. It wasn't a spotlight. It was a train headlight. An actual locomotive sitting on the tracks, with kobolds shoveling fuel into its engine. And standing on top, wearing a green hard hat like a tiny construction foreman, was a kobold supervisor. The moment he saw us, he let out the most panicked screech I've ever heard from a dog person. "Start the train. Run them over. A train. They're sending a train at us. We're in a truck. On the same tracks. Playing chicken with a locomotive inside a nightmare dungeon. This is officially the greatest day of my life. You want to play chicken with me?" The kobold foreman was scrambling to start his train. Bad news for him. My truck was already at full speed. I aimed it right at the locomotive's cabin, waited until 30 meters out, then jumped. Ollie jumped right behind me. We both used back jump midair and landed clean. The truck? Pure physics, baby. It slammed into the train cabin and exploded. The foreman in his little green hard hat got launched several meters like a kobold cannonball. He stood up, straightened his safety helmet, because OSHA compliance matters even in a nightmare dungeon, and started screaming into a walkie-talkie. "Intruders. Activate security protocol. Kill them. Security team. Full deployment. Activate combat robot exterminator. 4,000. Exterminator. 4,000. This dungeon has a mecha." I checked his stats. Safety Technician Silver Fong. Tier 3 Elite. Level 8. 80,000 HP. And his kit? Absolutely disgusting. He's a mechanic boss, meaning you can't just punch him to death. His passive literally says he cannot die until Exterminator, for 1,000, is destroyed first. On top of that, he can call a train strike for 2,000 damage, summon a security army, and activate a murder robot. For any normal team, this fight would be a carefully choreographed nightmare, lasting probably an hour. Survive the train, survive the guards, destroy the robot, then kill the boss, all while he's slapping you for 500 damage whenever you're not looking. For me, let's speedrun this. First wave, 62 kobold security guards came marching in. Every one of them level 6, 6,000 HP, carrying iron batons, skill called Hit the Back of the Head, which is the most dishonorable move name I've ever seen. When 5 or more are together, they get a group beating bonus. These dogs literally have a passive called Gang Up, Shameless. They looked intimidating, I'll give them that. 60 angry dogmen with clubs staring me down like I owed them overtime pay. Silver Fong screamed, "Get them!" They rushed forward. Ollie used draw slash. Minus 41,340 minus 41,280 minus 40,980 minus 82,500. Critical. 90% of them died instantly. The survivors weren't tougher. They were just too slow to reach Ali's range. He walked over and cleaned them up in 30 seconds. 62 guards. Gone. Like they never existed. I leveled up to 6, but I was annoyed because I was only 100 EXP short of level 7. 100. Couldn't they have sent 2 more guards? This is terrible customer service. Sun Tzu had been charging a heal spell. He quietly canceled it. Stood there in silence for a moment. Then apparently decided that since he can't contribute as a healer, he would contribute as a hype man. He stepped forward, pointed at Silver Fong, and started trash-talking in ancient Chinese warrior language. Hear me, foul technician. My brother Lin has merely warmed up and already annihilated your pathetic security force. Bring forth your remaining tricks before it's too late. Then he beckoned Silver Fong with one finger and whispered, "Little trash." Sun Tzu didn't understand the first part. But he understood, little trash. Silver Fong went nuclear. The robot wasn't even fully activated yet, still needed 10 more minutes of boot up time. But Silver Fong was too angry to wait. Activate destruction protocol. Now, the laboratory door behind him exploded open, and out walked a 2.5 meter tall steel robot. Combat Robot Exterminator, for 1,000. Tier 3 Elite. Level 9. 90,000 HP, 2,500 attack. 0 defense. 0. It's a pure glass cannon made of murder. Its skill list reads like a horror movie. Iron Fist, 2,000 damage punch that stuns you if your stamina is under 200. Chainsaw Maniac, pulls out a chainsaw and slices you for 600 damage per second for 5 seconds. And the big one, Energy Overload, boosts attack by 2,000 for 2 minutes, but crashes into a shutdown afterward. So it hits for potentially 4,500 per attack during overload mode. Most level 10 players have maybe 2,000 HP total. This thing would one-shot entire teams. Sun Tzu's trash talk activated the boss fight early. My healer's greatest contribution to this dungeon isn't healing, it's psychological warfare. I looked at Exterminator, for 1,000. It looked at me. Somewhere inside its metal skull, gears were turning. Ali's attack at level 6, 2,400. Withdraw slash at 200% damage and Martial King's 10x multiplier. That's 48,000 per hit. The robot has 90,000 HP and 0 defense. 2 swings. Maybe 3 if I'm unlucky. Ollie, break the toy. Silver Fong was monologuing. He was doing the whole villain speech. You don't know what you're facing. This is my greatest creation. A war machine that can fight 100 men. Behold, Exterminator, for 1,000. Any last words? Buddy, pal, my guy. You are a kobold with a hard hat. You're not a genius inventor. You're a dog person who should be giving foot massages, not playing Tony Stark in a cave. You talk too much, I said. If it weren't for your stupid mechanic immunity, you'd already be dead. Actually, forget it. You're not worth explaining this to. Ali. Ollie didn't hesitate. Full sprint. 30 meters. Charge activated. The robot was immune to the stun. Fine. Whatever. Robots don't have brains to rattle. But the sword's still connected. Draw slash. Max mastery. 220% attack damage. Times 10 from Martial King. And the universe decided to bless us with a critical hit. Minus 116,160. 116,000 damage. In a single swing. Exterminator, 4,000. The mighty war machine, the pride of kobold engineering, The robot that was supposed to fight 100 men didn't even get its fist up. Its eyes flickered red, went dark, and the whole thing split in half and crashed to the ground like a refrigerator falling off a building. Silver Fong watched his masterpiece get bisected. His brain visibly short-circuited. You could see the loading screen behind his eyes. He stood there thinking, wait, which one of us is the boss? Great question. Wrong answer. Ollie, finish him. Without his mechanic immunity, Silver Fong was just a punching bag with opinions. Took less than 30 seconds. He screamed once and died. The end. No drama. No epic phase 2. Just a kobold who talked too much meeting a sword that didn't care. Level 7. The loot was beautiful. The robot dropped a gold tier belt, heavy protection belt, 500 HP, 20 stamina, and an active ability that gives a 1,000 point shield for 30 seconds. This one item is worth more than some people's entire equipment sets. 50 million yuan easy if I sold it. I strapped it on immediately. My HP broke 6,000. Silver Fong dropped 2 skill books, Double Strike, C rank, Physical Combat Skill, and Healing Overload, C rank, makes a target receive 50% extra healing for 30 minutes. Double Strike I kept for Ollie. Healing Overload goes straight to Sun Tzu. With this skill, he'd be the most wanted healer on any team in the city. But when I tossed him the book, Sun Tzu got all guilty on me. Lin Ji, this is too valuable. I haven't even contributed anything. I don't deserve it. I squinted at him. Are you seriously pulling the humble act with me? Want me to loosen up your bones for you? No, I'm sorry, I'll stop being modest. Actually, I said, rubbing my chin, you're right. You can't just take it for free. Say something nice about me. Make me feel good. Sun Tzu's eyes lit up. This man was born for this moment. If he can't heal, he'll provide emotional support. He cleared his throat, struck a dramatic pose, and launched into a full ancient Chinese-style speech. In the legendary Tianfeng First High School, there lived an extraordinary man surnamed Lin, given name Yuan. From the moment of his awakening, he stood above all others. His talent shakes the heavens and stuns the ages. His summoned beast Ollie descends like a war god, matchless in courage and might. He pointed 2 fingers at the robot wreckage on the ground. Behold, the exterminator, 4,000, said to fight 100 warriors. Nothing but a clay chicken and a porcelain dog. One flash of the blade, ashes and smoke. And that technician, barking like a mad mutt, taking his head was as easy as reaching into a pocket. Strategic brilliance in command. Fearless valor on the battlefield. Such a figure is truly the pride of Tianfeng First High. His future achievements. Limitless. He finished with a dramatic head bob and looked at me expectantly. I have never felt more seen in my entire life. My smile was climbing so hard it was harder to control than an AK-47's recoil. Is that really about me? Who else could it be? Sun Tzu slammed his fist down. Who else? Who is even worthy? I laughed so hard my chest hurt. The thing is, I know I'm incredible. But if I say it myself, that's bragging. When someone else says it, in classical Chinese warrior prose, with dramatic gestures, pointing at dead bosses for emphasis, that's just objective reporting. Sun Tzu found his role. He can't heal because nothing takes damage. So instead, he became my personal hype man, trash talk specialist, and battlefield poet. Honestly, best party member ever. Sun Tzu learned Healing Overload and felt zero guilt about it. He earned that skill book through professional flattery services. Honest work. Ollie learned Double Strike, which fixed his one weakness. No follow-up damage after blowing his big cooldowns. Before, he'd one-shot the main threat, and then have to fist-fight the leftovers like a commoner. Embarrassing for a future Dark Scion sovereign. Also, turns out Ollie's crit on the robot wasn't luck. During that charge, his charge skills secretly upgraded from C rank to B rank. Berserker Charge. Next attack after charging gets 50% crit chance. So that 116,000 damage crit was basically guaranteed. My boy doesn't do luck. He does math. After looting, the cave entrance behind us collapsed. Sealed shut. Subtle. Then the lab door opened. Real subtle. Sun Tzu pointed at a big screen on the wall. A kobold in full armor was watching us through a camera feed like a Bond villain. Lin Ji, I think we've been spotted. No kidding. I have eyes. I looked at the screen. Hey, you're Gold Fong, right? Stop hiding. Come out and die. I'm in a hurry. 3 seconds of silence. Human, I admit you have courage. But this is where it ends. You will face the Gold Fong clan's most elite forces. If you wish to see me, I'm in the deepest part of. I punched the screen. Shattered it. I hate when people monologue at me. Silver Fong got a monologue because he had mechanic immunity and I physically couldn't skip him. But Gold Fong, you're not even in the room. You're on a TV screen trying to be dramatic from a safe distance. Absolutely not. Denied. Get that rehearsed villain speech out of my face. Ollie, let's go. We kill this poser. We get the villa. Sun Tzu perked up instantly. Lin Ji, when you move into the villa district, bring me along. We can be neighbors. Can you cook? Obviously. My cooking is incredible. What's for dinner tonight? Vinegar pork slices, scallion stir-fried pork, smashed cucumber, and chilled crab salad. Deal. We planned our entire dinner menu while walking toward the final boss of a nightmare dungeon that nobody in history has ever cleared. Not a single ounce of concern. Failure? What's that? Never heard of her. Meanwhile, outside the dungeon, things were less relaxed. It had been over 30 minutes. The law enforcement squad had arrived. An investigator with a square jaw named Fong Han finished questioning Teacher Chun about how two S-rank freshmen ended up in a death dungeon. Everyone assumed we were already dead. They were basically waiting for confirmation before processing the paperwork. Teacher Chun was mentally writing his resignation letter. The principal had aged 10 years. Nobody, literally nobody, considered the possibility that we might actually clear the dungeon. Elsewhere, Su Jie's team was celebrating because they found a black iron shield. A black iron shield. 100 HP, 5 defense. Su Jie strapped it on like it was Excalibur. Let's clear this in 2 hours. Oh honey. Luo Qingqing's squad cleared beginner mode in 1 hour 32 minutes. She did 85% of the total damage herself. Impressive. Normally that would be huge news. But my 45-minute record made it irrelevant. She walked out to zero fanfare. Poor girl. To her credit, she didn't care about the record. She'd already asked her father, a level 43 second advancement windstorm swordsman, about summoners. His answer, no summoner has ever passed the level 20 class advancement quest. So she mentally filed me under, lucky guy, dead-end career, and moved on. Then she heard I'd entered nightmare difficulty and shook her head. Reckless fool. Mistaking luck for skill, she genuinely pitted Sun Tzu for dying alongside me for nothing. Everyone had written our obituary. Meanwhile, inside the dungeon, I was standing at the entrance of a football field-sized arena with mechanical lights bolted to the walls. Very dramatic. Very final boss layer energy. 20 armored kobold soldiers marched out of the corners. The last area. Gold Fong's throne room. Time to collect that villa. 20 armored kobold elites lined up in a wall formation. Shields up, defense maxed. Each one had 12,000 HP, 500 defense, and a passive that stacks 50 defense for every elite nearby. 20 of them meant 1,000 bonus defense on top of their base. An impenetrable fortress of angry dogmen. Gold Fong's voice echoed from somewhere deep in the arena, doing his best dramatic warlord impression. These are the Gold Fong clan's mightiest warriors. Prepare to. I cut him off. I'd had enough villain speeches for one dungeon. Gold Fong, you're privately hoarding armor and training secret soldiers? You dare rebel against the crown? I'll execute you for treason. I snapped my fingers. Ollie charged. Berserker charge into draw slash. Minus 44,000, crit. Minus 44,000, crit. Minus 44,000, crit. 20 elites. 1 second. 20 thuds of armor hitting the floor. Not a single one survived long enough to use a skill. Ollie's sword mastery ignores 20% defense, so their whole stacking gimmick was basically decoration. Sun Tzu cupped his hands and screamed into the void. Some elites couldn't survive one swing. You call yourselves a clan? I call you the Broke Clan. Then he spat on the ground for emphasis. My hype man is getting more aggressive every fight. I love it. I kicked the corpses. Nothing dropped. Broke losers. Not even a single coin. Rename yourselves the Poverty Tribe. That apparently pushed Gold Fong over the edge because a platform rose from the center of the arena. And there he sat, the final boss himself. Kobold Chieftain Gold Fong. Tier 3 Elite. Level 12. 150,000 HP, 2,000 attack, 1,000 defense. But the real nightmare was his kit. Skill 1, Whirlwind Slash, 1,500 damage AoE. Skill 2, Fear Roar, 8-second fear in a 5-meter range. Skill 3, Demon Transformation. When he drops below 30% HP, he fully heals and gains 1,000 attack. Skill 4, Fire Claws, 3,000 magic damage, only available in demon form. Sun Tzu gulped. 150,000 HP, Phase 2, and magic damage? This dungeon is designed to be impossible. He had a point. Imagine a normal team. They spend 20 minutes whittling Gold Fong down to 30% HP. Then he transforms, heals to full, and starts nuking everyone for 3,000 magic damage. At this level, nobody has magic resistance gear. That skill one-shots basically anyone. Even Ollie with 14,000 HP would only survive maybe 5 hits. Linji, are you confident? Obviously. Add 2 more dishes tonight. We're drinking. Gold Fong opened his mouth to deliver his prepared villain monologue. Ollie was already in his face. 0 frames. No startup animation. Berserker charge, straight into draw slash. Minus 83,600. Critical, minus 23,600 minus 22,800 minus 1,918 minus 1,921 draw slash. Double strike, 2 basic attacks. 1 second, 130,000 damage. Gold Fong went from full HP to barely alive before he finished sitting up from his throne. He snapped out of stun and looked at his health bar. His soul left his body. Impossible. Very possible, I said. That's what you get for monologuing. Learn your lesson. Oh wait, there is no next time. Ollie kept swinging. Gold Fong panicked, screamed something about being angry, and triggered demon transformation. A ring of fire exploded outward, pushing Ollie back. His HP refilled. His skin turned burnt red. 2 pathetic little 1-centimeter horns poked out of his forehead. You now face a demon from the depths of hell. I, Gold Fong, shall burn your souls with hellfire. I stared at this 5 feet 7 inches, hunchbacked kobold with barbecue-colored skin and bumps on his head that he was calling horns. You're not a demon. You're a dog that fell into a charcoal pit. Real hell demons would be embarrassed by you. Come here, mutt. I beckoned with 1 finger. Maximum disrespect. Gold Fong's last brain cell evaporated. He charged straight at me, claws burning with fire. Fire claws. Die. 3,000 magic damage aimed directly at my face. Ollie's skills were on cooldown. The boss was coming for me personally. Time to find out if these 375 strength points were just for show. Gold Fong came flying at me with burning claws. 3,000 magic damage. Aimed at my face. I was actually about to fight back. I'd already picked up Ollie's discarded shield, of course it was on the ground, and was ready to charge and swinging. But someone was faster. Ollie appeared in front of me like a wall of steel and took the hit dead on. Minus 3,000. He didn't flinch, didn't stagger, just stood there radiating murder. Behind that iron mask, something shifted. I could feel the killing intent pouring off him like heat from a furnace. See, Ollie isn't just a summon following orders. The moment I pulled him out of whatever dark void he was sleeping in, he decided I was his person, his master, his purpose, and Gold Fong just made the fatal mistake of attacking me in front of him. Unforgivable. Then the notification hit. Draw slash meets upgrade conditions evolved to A rank. Charge draw slash. I put down the shield. Never mind. Ollie doesn't need my help anymore. Gold Fong needs a prayer. Charge draw slash. A rank 250% attack damage in an 8-meter radius. And if you charge it up first, it fires twice. Ollie lowered his center of gravity. Sword arm tensed. Charging. Energy building. Then he did something unexpected. He turned and looked at me. I understood instantly. He needed a reset. I canceled his summon, then instantly resummoned him right next to me. S-rank talent, summoning synergy, instant cast, 0 delay, seamless reposition. The talent everyone called garbage just enabled a combat teleport combo. No trash talents. Only trash players who don't know how to use them. Berserker charge. Ollie rocketed into Gold Fong like a guided missile. Stun landed. Charge draw slash. Minus 95,000. Critical. Minus 47,500 minus 22,800 minus 22,800 minus 1,903. Gold Fong's health bar performed a magic trick called Disappearing Act. He died before the stun wore off. Didn't even get to use a single demon form skill. Transformed into a hellfire demon. Gave a big speech about burning our souls, and then got erased so fast his soul probably got lost on the way to the afterlife. Level 8. And finally, the loot was good. For pieces of equipment, 3 gold tier, 1 platinum. The platinum piece, little demon staff, level 10 requirement, 50 intelligence, 30 stamina, 500 mana, and a built-in skill. Firebolt, 500 magic damage every 5 seconds. The flavor text reads, "With this, you'll never worry about destroying evidence again. I'm keeping that forever. The 3 gold pieces were a matched set: iron boots, iron shoulders, iron chest plate. All 15 strength, 15 stamina each. Individually? Mid. But wearing 3 of 5 set pieces triggered a set bonus: 1000 HP, 100 defense. After equipping everything, my HP hit nearly 10,000 and my defense reached 800. I'm a summoner, in plate armor, with almost 5-digit health. If I told anyone my class, they'd call me a liar to my face. Any normal mage wearing plate armor would collapse from the weight, but my strength and stamina are so absurdly high I could probably wear a house. Sun Tzu didn't complain about loot distribution. He was level 8 too, just from tagging along. The man got carried to heaven and he knew it. Then the system asked me the most beautiful question. Nightmare difficulty Gold Fong Ruins cleared in 42 minutes. Hide your name from the announcement. Hide? Hide. Playing the mysterious low-key expert card? That stuff is so last season. If you don't show your strength, clowns keep popping up trying to test you. Besides, only 2 people entered nightmare mode. Hiding my name would be the dumbest disguise in history. No, congratulations to Lin Yuan and Sun Tzu's party for conquering nightmare difficulty Gold Fong Ruins. Time, 42 minutes, 3 times. Across the entire dungeon zone. Sun Tzu was beaming. Lin Ji, they're gonna lose their minds out there. And old Chen definitely gets that vice principal job now. That man, I sighed, stretching. So much trouble. Makes me worry about him. What I didn't know was that 5 minutes before this announcement, things outside had gone completely nuclear. The captain of the city's law enforcement squad showed up at school, not to congratulate anyone, to deliver punishments. Because everyone assumed we were dead. In front of the entire school, the captain announced, Teacher Chen Hongwei, for failing to prevent the death of 2 S-rank students in a nightmare dungeon. Reassigned to Hive Fortress 38 for 10 years of frontline combat duty. Hive Fortress 38. That's a war zone against an insect race. People die there constantly. They were basically sending my teacher to the bug trenches as punishment for MY decision. Principal Chen Qingshan. Removed from position as principal of First High. 2 teachers who liked old Chen were furious. The students chose nightmare mode themselves. Chen told them 100 times not to. Why is he being punished? Valid point. But the system doesn't care about fairness. 2 S-rank students died on day 1. Someone's head has to roll. Except, we weren't dead. And that announcement was about to hit the plaza in roughly 5, 4, 3. Outside the dungeon, Teacher Chun was about to be dragged to the bug war trenches. He'd already accepted his fate. No need to pack. Take me now. The man was ready to die fighting space insects because of MY career choices. The enforcement squad captain, Tian Yi, level 37, serious guy, gave him 1 hour to say his goodbyes. Chen just smiled bitterly and said let's go. Then the announcement hit. Congratulations to Lin Yuan and Sun Tzu's party for conquering nightmare difficulty Gold Fong Ruins. Time, 42 minutes, across the entire plaza. 3 times. Maximum volume. Tian Ye's first thought. Well, this is going to be a headache for the higher-ups. Teacher Chen's first thought. I'm not going to the bug trenches. Everyone else's thought. How? Luo Qingqing and her team were standing there with their mouths in perfect O shapes. She'd assumed we were dead. She'd already mentally written Sun Tzu's obituary. Now she was doing math in her head, and the numbers weren't adding up. 2 people. 1 summoner. 1 priest. Nightmare difficulty. Cleared 3 minutes faster than our beginner run. She'd been told you need 5 SS rank talent holders to even attempt nightmare. We did it with A, trash summoner, and A, useless healer. Then Sun Tzu and I walked out of the portal. Final rewards. 1,600 evolution points for nightmare clear. 500 each for 3 elite bosses, 500 for perfect completion, 3,600 evolution points total, plus 10,000 bonus experience. I shot up to level 9 with only 600 EXP left until level 10. So close. That gap was physically annoying to look at. But then, bonus surprise, perfect clear triggered. Derivative dungeon Plains Iron Mine has been unlocked. A second portal appeared next to the dungeon entrance. Tian Ye's combat instincts kicked in immediately. Unknown dungeon. Evacuate all students. I waved him down. Relax. It's just a resource dungeon. No monsters. It's an iron mine. 200 million tons of iron ore. How much? 200 million tons. Tian Ye's brain buffered for 3 seconds. Then he sprinted to the portal entrance, confirmed it, and immediately called his boss. Sir, Someone perfect cleared Nightmare Goldfong Ruins at first high. A derivative resource dungeon appeared. Iron mine. 200 million tons. Yes, I'm serious. Why would I lie about this? After hanging up, Tian Yi looked at me with completely different eyes. Suddenly, we were getting handshakes and formal introductions. I'm Tian Yi, captain of the 3rd Squad, Tianfeng City Enforcement Division. A pleasure to meet you both. 5 minutes ago, he was here to process our death certificates. I asked him why the enforcement squad was even at a school. He gave me a look. Turns out, because we picked Nightmare without telling anyone, the entire school assumed we died. They called law enforcement. Teacher Chen got sentenced to 10 years of frontline duty at Hive Fortress 38, one of the most dangerous combat zones against insect monsters. The principal got fired. All because of us. I couldn't help but laugh. You were really gonna ship old Chun to the bug wars over this? Tian Yi glared at me. You think this is a joke? You could have at least told someone before picking Nightmare. Captain Tian, I said calmly. If I told the school I was picking Nightmare difficulty, would they have let me? Probably not. Definitely not. I'm a trash-tier summoner paired with a zero-damage priest. No one on this planet would believe we could clear Nightmare. They'd have banned me from the dungeon entirely. So why bother asking permission? I didn't hide it to be sneaky. I just didn't see the point. Nightmare difficulty is a death sentence for other people. For me, it's like walking home. Do you call someone every time you walk home? Sun Tzu stepped up with the finishing blow. Other students picked normal difficulty because that's the best they can do. My brother Lin picked Nightmare because it was the highest option available. Captain Tian. You understand, right? Tian Yi smiled politely while his inner monologue went absolutely feral. Understand? Understand? Walking into Nightmare mode is like going home. He picked Nightmare because there was nothing higher? These two brats are the most insufferable show-offs I've ever met in my entire career, and I'm furious that I could never come up with lines this cool when I was their age. Tian Yi pulled up our files on his phone. Standard background check. Sun Tzu, S-rank talent, priest. Lin Yuan, S-rank talent, summoner. Nothing suspicious on paper. He didn't ask how we cleared Nightmare. Smart man. He knew that question touches on a professional's deepest secrets, but I could see the gears turning behind his eyes. He looked at Sun Tzu, loud, excitable, clearly not the carry. Then he looked at me, a summoner who solo carried Nightmare difficulty. I found out later what he wrote in my file. Suspected multiple summoned bloodline mutations. Suspected dual talent holder. Likes Teosho OFF. Recommend classification as SS rank cultivation seed. 3 out of 4 accurate. The showing off part is just confidence, but I'll let it slide. Tian Yi officially canceled all punishments. Teacher Chen, not going to the bug trenches. Principal, not fired. The enforcement squad even apologized publicly for jumping to conclusions. Respect to them honestly. They admitted fault in front of the whole school without flinching. Teacher Chen walked up to me and slapped his own chest like his heart was still restarting. You little punk. You almost killed me. Come on, old Chun. Didn't I ask you about the vice principal job before I went in? That was your warning. Oh, so it's my fault for not decoding your cryptic nonsense? Should I write a 1,000-word self-reflection essay too? Skip the essay. Make it 1,000 yuan worth of barbecue instead, you little extortionist, he laughed. Come to my house tonight. I'll cook for you and Sun Tzu. A celebration. Normally I'd say yes in a heartbeat. Teacher Chin's been inviting me over for meals for years because he knew I was broke. That's how we became close. Less like teacher and student, more like brothers. It's also why he never gave up on me even after I picked Summoner. But tonight, I lifted my chin slightly and said, loud enough for the principal to hear, not your house tonight. Come see my new villa. The principal was standing right there. Message received. Look, I don't take what isn't mine. But what is mine? I want every single coin of it. The deal was, clear normal difficulty dungeon, get the villa. I cleared Nightmare. Perfectly. You owe me that house, and then some. Principal Chen didn't miss a beat. Lin Yuan, Villa District, Dragon Tripod Community, number 288. Move in any time. All expenses covered. Sun Tzu, number 289. Right next door. And regarding the B-rank skill book we still owe you. It'll be delivered this afternoon along with the Nightmare completion rewards. Wonderful. Thank you, Principal. Sun Tzu and I got villas next to each other. My hype man is now my neighbor. This is the greatest timeline. Students kept trickling out of the dungeon. Most had failed. A few succeeded. Sujie's team cleared beginner mode in 2 hours and 10 minutes. In any previous year, that would have been impressive. This year, it was background noise. My record was 45 minutes. Luo Qingqing's was 1 hour 32. Su Jie's time didn't even register. His whole squad stood at the dungeon entrance looking complicated. I didn't glance at them. Not once. Not out of spite. They just genuinely didn't exist in my field of vision anymore. The gap between us wasn't a hill. It was a canyon. Yesterday they laughed at me. Today they couldn't even make eye contact. Ants mocking a sleeping lion. Hilarious in retrospect. Teacher Qing got busy helping failed students, so I figured I'd go hit level 10. Just 600 EXP away. The gap was driving me insane, like having 99% on a loading bar. Level 10 unlocks my second summoning slot, which means a brand new summon, a brand new SSS rank talent copied to me, and I can finally equip the Platinum Demon Staff. I walked to the dungeon entrance. Selected Warrior difficulty. You have perfectly cleared Nightmare difficulty Gold Fong Ruins. Entry denied. What? I can't go back in. Tian Yu was still hanging around and explained. Once you perfect clear Nightmare, the dungeon locks you out permanently. Nobody mentioned that in class. Your teacher never expected a student to clear Nightmare mode of a beginner dungeon. Fair point. This is like a school not teaching you what to do after winning the lottery. The scenario simply doesn't come up. 99.99% of teachers wouldn't even think of it. The other 0.01% probably mention it as a joke. So I'm level 9, 600 EXP short of the biggest power spike of my career, locked out of the only dungeon I have access to, standing in a school plaza with 3,600 evolution points burning a hole in my pocket and nowhere to spend them. This is the most frustrating victory I've ever experienced. So where else can I grind? I asked Tianyi, because I was 600 EXP from level 10 and it was eating me alive. He listed 3 beginner dungeons in the whole city. Gold Fong Ruins, locked out. Water Fairy Garden, a puzzle dungeon at the neighboring school. Max difficulty is adventure, and you don't even fight anything. With my personality? Pass. Skeleton Graveyard. Undead monsters, super dangerous. Aggro 1 and 50 more come running. Level cap 1 to 15. Nightmare boss, probably over level 15. I know you're going to pick Nightmare, Tianyi said with the exhausted tone of a man who already knows how this conversation ends. At least do hard or adventure first, hit level 10, get silver gear, unlock your second summon, then try Nightmare. Great advice. Very logical. Very reasonable. I'm doing Nightmare tomorrow. I've got gold tier equipment. I need exactly a few kills to hit 10. And every dungeon only gives first clear evolution points once. Nightmare gives 1,600. Normal gives 100. Picking normal would cost me 1,500 points. That's like choosing to be poor on purpose. Tianyi also mentioned I'd need a dungeon pass from the professional association. Apparently the country tracks who goes where to prevent idiots from dying in dungeons above their level. The pass is ranked by difficulty, normal through Nightmare, so people can quickly filter out weak teammates. So it's basically a system that filters out bad players before you even enter, I said. Essentially, yes, smart. I respect it. Tomorrow's plan. Wake up, get pass, go to Skeleton Graveyard, speedrun Nightmare. Then things got interesting. A silver-haired guy literally walked down from the sky, just stepping on air like it had stairs. He landed in front of us with a hair flip and a magazine cover smile. Let me introduce myself. I'm Liao Chun, Chief Commander of Tianfeng City's Enforcement Squad, external consultant for the Demon Suppression Army, 3-time consecutive runner-up of the Tianfeng Martial Arts Tournament. Just a plain, unremarkable level, 48 fist fighter. He said all of that about himself, out loud, to teenagers. Sun Tzu leaned over and whispered, Lin Ji, this guy's even more of a show-off than you, but he hasn't mastered the art. Who introduces their own titles? Amateur hour. The true technique is when someone else shouts your name dramatically, and then other people list your achievements while you stand there looking humble. That's how you do it. Invisible flex. Maximum lethality. Tianyi heard every word and was physically struggling not to laugh. Liao Chen's face froze for a second. Then his eyes started sparkling. He was taking notes. He was literally learning showmanship tips from an 18-year-old. Next tournament. I'll try that. Tianyi dragged his boss back to business. Liao Chun inspected the resource dungeon. Stable, productive, confirmed 200 million tons of iron ore. Then came the real question. Who owns it? Gold Fong Ruins is a beginner dungeon belonging to the whole city. No single faction owns it. That means the Enforcement Squad, the Professional Association, and the Demon Suppression Army all have a claim. 200 million tons of iron is enough to start a war over. Liao Chun whispered to Tian Yi, "Can we just take the whole thing?" Tian Yi looked at him like he'd suggested eating cement. "Boss, that's 200 million tons. Association President Lin Yandong and General Meng Zhan would literally come here together and beat us up," Liao Chun sighed. "Yeah, those two are annoying." He kicked it up to the vice mayor, a level 42 barrier master named Xinzhong, who basically keeps the entire city from being invaded. Xinzhong thought about it for approximately 5 seconds and came back with a split. Demon Suppression Army, 50%, because bug monsters are acting up at the frontier. Professional Association, 30%. Enforcement Squad, 10%. And me? 10%. 10% of 200 million tons. That's 20 million tons of iron ore. I don't even know what 20 million tons of anything looks like, but I'm pretty sure it looks like I'll never be broke again. From orphanage welfare kid to iron ore tycoon in 48 hours. Not bad for a trash tier summoner. Only 10%. I looked at the certificate. 20 million tons of iron sounded great 5 seconds ago, but now I was holding a piece of paper that basically said, "Congratulations, you own a mountain you can't dig." Tian Yi explained the split. The Demon Suppression Army gets 50% because they're fighting bug aliens on the frontier and need weapons. The Professional Association gets 30% because they need gear for all the adventurers defending against dungeon outbreaks. The Enforcement Squad gets 10% for city security. Then he hit me with the real talk. "Your parents died in a Hive Fortress rebellion 15 years ago. You grew up on government welfare. None of that came from nowhere. If the Army and Association hadn't been protecting this country, you wouldn't be standing here today." He wasn't wrong. I'm not the type to get greedy over iron I can't even mine. No workers, no money, no equipment. What am I going to do? Carry rocks in my pockets? "Can I sell my share?" I waved the certificate. "Sell it?" "I'd suggest the Professional Associa. Don't sell to the association." "I'll take it." A 2-meter-tall wall of muscle-wearing sunglasses indoors marched up with an entire platoon of armored soldiers behind him. He pulled off his shades, flashed a grin that was trying really hard to be friendly, and introduced himself. "I'm Meng Zhan, commander of the 27th Legion, Demon Suppression Army. I'll trade you an S-rank skill for your share." "S-rank skill?" Liao Chen's jaw dropped. "Meng Zhan, you cheap bastard. Since when are you this generous? Give me an S-rank skill, and I'll sell you our share too." Tian Yi was physically grabbing Liao Chen's arm, trying to shut him up. Nearly slapped a hand over his mouth. But I was focused on the skill book Meng Zhan placed in front of me. Death Sentence Sword Chi, S-rank, summon exclusive. Costs 500 mana. Deals 10% of target's max HP as magic damage. Heals the user for 50% of damage dealt. 1 minute cooldown. Every kill reduces cooldown by 2 seconds. Percentage-based damage. Against bosses with hundreds of thousands of HP, this thing would shred. Plus it heals. Plus the cooldown resets on kills. In a big mob fight, Ollie could spam this every few seconds while keeping himself topped off. Liao Chen shook his head. "It's S rank, but summon only. Kind of niche. You should ask for an A rank you can use yourself." "Deal." I threw the certificate at Meng Zhan before he could blink. Everyone thought this skill was niche because only summons can learn it. But they don't know about my god-tier talent. Everything Ollie learns, I learn too. This isn't a summon-only skill for me. It's an everything skill. And with Martial King's 10x damage boost and skill evolution, this S rank could become SSS rank eventually. It was literally custom-made for Ollie. Damage, sustain, scaling, the whole package. "Huh, I like you." Straightforward. Meng Zhan laughed and immediately started deploying soldiers to mine the ore. Then Principal Chun came running back from across town, sweating, clutching something to his chest. He'd apparently sprinted to the Professional Association and begged them for a Summoner B-rank skill book. When he arrived and saw the commander of the Enforcement Squad and a Demon Suppression Army general standing in his school courtyard, his brain crashed harder than Exterminator 4000. "What? Why are these people?" Meng Zhan casually told him the resource dungeon was being commandeered by the military. Chen almost fainted. Then someone told him it contained 200 million tons of iron ore, and his soul briefly ascended to heaven. He recovered, remembered why he'd been running, pulled out the skill book, and smiled so hard. "Lin Yuan, look what I found. This B-rank summoner skill was hiding in our warehouse all along. And for your incredible achievement clearing nightmare difficulty, the school awards you 1 million yuan cash." He'd originally planned 500,000. Then he saw a military general and the city's top law enforcer visiting his school because of MY Dungeon Clear, did some quick math on how much glory I was bringing this institution, and doubled it on the spot. Smart man. The skill book was Summon with Spirit, B rank, level 20 requirement. Summons a tier 3 support creature that can evolve up to tier 5. A healer/buffer type. Perfect. Ollie handles melee destruction. Skeleton Warrior, my level 10 unlock, will be melee too. A support summon rounds out the squad beautifully. Within minutes, the military had turned the school courtyard into a full military installation. Watchtowers, armored guards, supply lines. Students stumbling out of the beginner dungeon were greeted by an actual army and had absolutely no idea what happened. Why is the military here? Teachers patiently explained. Every single student turned and stared at me. The orphan who picked the trash class. The guy whose talent was, your pet can hang out outside. The summoner that dogs wouldn't choose. That guy just casually triggered a national resource level event, traded mining rights with a military general, and pocketed an S-rank skill and $1,000,000 before lunch. I put my hands in my pockets and walked toward my new villa. Lin Ji, look at their faces. Like abandoned wives at a divorce hearing. Sun Tzu was grinning ear to ear watching our classmates stare at us. Stop gloating. Let's go check out the villa. Tian Yi offered us a ride since he lives in the same neighborhood. I hopped in without hesitation. You live in the villa district too, Captain Tian? Who do you think you're looking down on? I'm S-rank too, Sun Tzu, with zero social awareness, leaned forward. Captain Tian, can you solo nightmare dungeons? Dead silence. I could see Tian Ye's knuckles going white on the steering wheel. In his head, he was screaming. If I could do that, I'd be the chief commander. And no, I'd be the damn mayor. Captain Tian? Why'd you go quiet? You don't like talking? Tian Ye's temple vein was pulsing. Buckle up. I'm accelerating. He wanted to reach the villa district before he punched Sun Tzu through the windshield. Then Sun Tzu made him stop at a seafood shop. Then a vegetable market. The man turned a law enforcement captain into an Uber driver running errands. When we finally got out, Tian Yi smiled. The kind of smile that means the opposite of happy. You two are taking the dungeon pass exam at the professional association tomorrow, right? Good luck. He floored the gas and vanished. That, good luck, had energy behind it. Threatening energy. Lin Ji, that guy's planning something. Sun Tzu picked his nose thoughtfully. Think the exam's gonna be rigged? This is your fault. You could choke a person to death with that mouth. I was protecting your reputation. Nobody gets to show off in front of Lin Ji. I will defend your title as the supreme king of flexing with my life. I kicked him in the butt. Go cook. I haven't eaten since this morning. 20 minutes later, 4 dishes, restaurant quality. The man is genuinely talented. If he doesn't make it as a priest, he's got a Michelin star career waiting. After dinner, I went to my villa. My villa. 3 stories. Private entrance. Nobody else's name on it. I lay on the bed and stretched out like a starfish. This is why we grind dungeons. This is the meaning of life. Comfort. Peace. A bed that doesn't smell like orphanage sadness. I snapped my fingers and summoned Ollie. Pick a room. This is home now. Home. Ollie stood there processing that word. He's a being born for war. Home wasn't in his vocabulary, but something shifted in those crimson eyes. He walked slowly through the house and stopped at a second-floor room with a piano in the corner and a violin standing nearby. He carefully removed his armor, revealing pale, slender fingers, and picked up the violin. As I drifted to sleep, I heard music, clumsy at first. Then within minutes, a beautiful melody filled the house. My tier 3 killing machine plays the violin. I'm not even surprised anymore. Next morning, Sun Tzu showed up with breakfast. We ate and headed to the professional association for the dungeon pass exam. The receptionist gave us forms. Basic info, team role, solo, or group exam. Sun Tzu wrote, healer/support, and picked group. Normal stuff. I wrote, summoner, role, all-rounder, and picked solo. The receptionist's smile froze. She looked at the form, then at me, then at the form. Sir, are you sure you want to take the solo exam? You may get injured. Would you like to reconsider? Just schedule it. I've got places to be. She processed it with the expression of someone watching a man walk into traffic on purpose. We got to the exam hall, a football field-sized training arena. 5 examiners standing in the center, all level 30 or above. And who did I see among them? Tian Yi. His face was stone. Not a flicker of emotion. Pure professional composure. But I knew that behind those dead eyes was a man who got used as a taxi, made to stop at a fish market, and then got asked if he could solo nightmare dungeons. This man had been waiting for today. Good luck, he'd said last night. Now I understood. Sun Tzu whispered, we're dead. He's a judge. He's gonna get revenge. Your fault. Your mouth. Don't worry though, I added. He's not petty enough to sabotage us. Worst case, we take a few extra hits. Group exam went first. Sun Tzu joined a team of 2 warriors, an archer and an assassin. They fought a combat robot. The team was mediocre. Sun Tzu basically solo carried them with his double-powered heals. Without him, they would have been eliminated in the first minute. Result: Sun Tzu got an adventure difficulty pass. His 4 teammates got normal difficulty passes. The healer gap was real. Then came the individual exam. 2 contestants total. Me and 1 other person. A summoner taking a solo combat exam against level 30 examiners. This should be educational. For them. The other solo examinee was some guy named Di Ching. Level 15 swordsman, S-rank speed talent, 3 gold tier pieces, 1 A-rank skill. Apparently, he was a local celebrity, rising star of the Iron Sword Guild. People were whispering about him like he was a rock star walking into a convenience store. He went first, picked warrior difficulty, fought the exam robot with everything he had. Barely scraped through, nearly died doing it. The crowd went wild like he'd just performed a miracle. Then Di Ching looked at me with this sympathetic expression. I could read his thoughts like subtitles. Sorry bro, my incredible performance must have shattered your confidence. Don't let my brilliance affect your test. It's okay to fail, buddy. My guy, you have no idea. Lin Yuan, what difficulty do you choose? Nightmare. The room went silent so fast I heard someone's brain short circuit. Nightmare? The robot has 1,000 physical defense and a 200,000 point shield. A level 9 summoner choosing Nightmare? Is this a joke? He saw Di Ching's performance and lost his mind. Classic panic move. Can't pass normally, so he picks impossible difficulty to get attention. Di Ching shook his head in pity. Pathetic. Instead of grinding dungeons honestly, he resorts to stunts. A summoner with no future. Sun Tzu was not having it. What is this? The year of the dog. Why are there so many people looking down on others with dog eyes? Several angry professionals started rolling up their sleeves. Before it escalated, Tian Yi snapped. Silence. Everyone shut up instantly. There are benefits to having a level 37 examiner who's already mad at you. Exam begins. The robot's eyes started glowing red. Ollie was already moving. Berserker charge. Draw slash. Double strike. 2 basics. Minus 135,000. Critical. Minus 67,500 minus 33,200 minus 33,200 minus 2,700 click. The robot's eyes lit up, then immediately went dark. Like a computer that turned on just to die, the 200,000 point shield? Gone. In one combo. The robot didn't even complete its boot up animation. It powered on, realized what was happening, and chose death. Silence. The kind where you can hear dust settling. Every professional in the room looked like they'd been slapped by reality. The examiner responsible for recording results rubbed his eyes, checked the robot, looked at Ollie, who was calmly picking up his shield from the ground, as always, and wrote 2 characters on the scorecard. Pass. When the nightmare difficulty pass landed in my hands, the room exploded. What? Someone just one-shot the nightmare exam robot? That's a summoner. Did he summon a boss? Di Ching stood frozen. His incredible performance that he was so proud of? He barely passed warrior difficulty after a grueling fight. I deleted nightmare difficulty's robot in under 2 seconds. The gap between us wasn't a mountain. It was the distance between the Earth and whatever's past the universe. Sun Tzu stepped into the spotlight. Time for the hype man to work. Lin Ji, you were a bit slow today, he said it loudly. On purpose. Yesterday when we cleared the nightmare dungeon, you were faster than this. Was I slow? Didn't notice. I shrugged. It was still a one-shot. 0.1 seconds slower. Whatever. I wasn't even trying. And honestly, I wasn't. I hadn't even used the new S-rank skill death sentence, Sword Chi. Ollie won with his regular combo. The S-rank was just sitting in inventory collecting dust. Then Sun Tzu looked around the room, completely calm, and delivered the line. That guy Di Ching chose warrior difficulty because that's the best he can handle, my brother Lin. Chose nightmare difficulty because there's nothing higher. Understand? Tian Yi was standing behind us, trying so hard not to react. Inside his head, these 2 little punks did it again. The same line. The same energy. And it works every single time. I hate that it's so cool, he announced loudly. Today's exam is over. He had to end it. If he let us stay one more minute, Sun Tzu would have started a TED talk about my greatness. After we left, Tian Yi pulled out his phone and called someone named Chung Feng. Teacher, I found a monster of a student. How strong? He solos Nightmare Dungeons for fun. Awakened yesterday. Cleared Nightmare Beginner Dungeon. Then just one-shot the level 15 Nightmare Exam Robot. You can't come right now? Don't blame me for not warning you. This kid's heading to Skeleton Graveyard next. He'll probably get the Nightmare first clear there too. Get here before the other universities notice him. I'll wait at the dungeon entrance. Somewhere out there, a college recruiter was about to have a very interesting day. Tian Yi was apparently calling his old professor at Kyoto University, the most elite school in the country, minimum entry requirement S rank, trying to fast-track recruit me before anyone else noticed I existed. Nice to have fans in high places. Skeleton Graveyard was basically a flea market with a dungeon attached. Over 1,000 professionals crowded around the entrance, shouting like it was an auction house. Level 12 Warrior, 2,000 HP, looking for hard mode group. Normal mode team needs a healer, hop on. Level 15 Tank will carry you through adventure mode. 50,000 yuan per person. Someone was selling hand-drawn ghost-repelling talismans. 100 yuan each. Hand-drawn. And people were buying them. Entrepreneurship at its finest. Sun Tzu spotted a team that needed a healer. 2 warriors, a mage, an archer. Average level 12. All female. I watched his eyes light up like a slot machine hitting jackpot. Lin Ji, that team needs a healer. I'll go check it out. The man didn't pick that team for their combat synergy. He picked it because it was for women. This absolute degenerate. When he flashed his S-rank talent, those girls grabbed him like he was the last designer handbag at a sale. Lin Ji, I'm heading out, he winked at me. Get out of my sight. I flipped him off. Brothers before. Nah, he was already gone. I joined the entry queue alone. It was long. Then some 5-person squad waltzed straight to the front and got waved through instantly. VIP treatment. Who are they? I asked. A knight dude in front of me turned around. First time here? That's the Dawn Sword Guild's raid team. Elite players. Last month, they got the Nightmare first clear on Goblin Forest. See that black pass in their hands? That's a Nightmare difficulty pass. You only get it by passing the association's hardest exam. With that, you skip every line at every dungeon. He looked at his own white normal difficulty pass with the eyes of a man staring at his bank account after rent. Hold on. Black pass skips lines. Nobody told me this. I walked out of the queue, marched straight to the front, and held up my pass. Hey, who's this kid cutting in? A level 14 warrior started to grab me. His teammates yanked him back so fast he nearly got whiplash. Because they saw it. The black card. Nightmare difficulty. Nightmare pass. That shout turned every head in a 200-meter radius. Necks craned. People stood on tiptoes. Sun Tzu, who was supposed to be with his girl squad, pointed at my pass from across the crowd. See that sword emblem on it? That means he passed the exam solo. No team. Just him. The crowd lost it. A solo nightmare pass? On a kid. I've seen everything now. Knife through the butt cheeks. My eyes are open. I'm telling my friends about this. Nobody will believe me. As I walked into the portal, Sun Tzu, ever the professional publicist, snapped a photo of me holding up the black pass. Only my side profile showing, looking accidentally cinematic. He uploaded it to the professional forum with 2 posts. The strongest summoner in history. Fight me if you disagree. Man who solos nightmare dungeons like breakfast. His true identity will shock you. My hype man just became my social media manager. I didn't ask for this. I don't hate it. Inside the dungeon, things were different from Gold Fong Ruins. This was a defense mission. Skeleton Knight Masa will attack in 5 minutes. Prepare for the undead army. Kill Masa within 1 hour, or he opens a portal to the undead plane and escapes. No searching for monsters. No driving trucks around. They just come to me. This is the dream dungeon. Sit down, wait, and let the enemies deliver themselves to my doorstep like pizza. Ollie. Work time. I cast the summon. Ollie appeared holding a violin. Not a violin. He was carrying the violin from the villa. He brought it into the dungeon. My killing machine wanted to practice music between murder sessions. He carefully put it away, drew his sword, and assumed battle stance. I swear this summon has more hobbies than I do. The countdown hit 0. 100 skeleton warriors came charging out of the darkness. Level 12, 6,000 HP each, 300 attack. Bottom of the undead food chain, But in these numbers, most teams would be sweating. I crack my knuckles. Most teams isn't really my category anymore. The skeleton warriors were slow. Like grandma going upstairs slow. Ollie literally stood there waiting for a full minute before they got close enough to hit. Then he did his thing. Berserker charge. Charge draw slash. Basics. Double strike. Minus 182,500 crit. Minus 91,250. Minus 3,650. Minus 3,650. Minus 43,800. Minus 43,800. 100 skeletons. 30 seconds. Math complete. Population 0. And with that, level 10. The clouds parted. Angels sang. I equipped the little demon staff. My HP hit 12,000. Physical attack 1,500. Spell power 450. Stats that would make most level 30 professionals cry into their equipment. But the real prize? Second summoning slot. Unlocked. I cracked open the Skeleton Warrior skill book, learned it, and my new summon appeared. Tier 2 right out of the box. Top of tier stats. Naturally. 20,000 HP, 2,000 attack, 1,000 defense. Built like an undead refrigerator. His SSS rank talent? All for one. Effect 1. As long as any summon is alive, I cannot die. Lethal damage gets transferred to a nearby summon instead. Effect 2. Summon creatures have no quantity limit, except bound summon slots. Effect 3. Summoning skills can randomly produce higher tier creatures. I am now literally immortal as long as I have summons nearby. Let that sink in. You physically cannot kill me. You can try. The damage just bounces to someone else. I'm a cockroach with a cheat code. The no quantity limit thing was tricky though. My summoning slots are bound, so I can't personally spam infinite skeleton warriors. Bummer. Or so I thought. I spent 500 evolution points to push Skeleton Warrior to tier 3. He evolved into a Skeleton Mage. 40,000 HP for 1,000 attack, 2,000 defense. All stats doubled. And he got a shiny new S-rank skill, Undead Summoning. Costs 500 mana. Summons 100 undead creatures 2 tiers below the caster. The Skeleton Mage isn't bound by my slot limit. He can summon as many as he wants. And the SSS talent says no quantity limit on summons. So the mage just kept casting 100 skeletons, then another 100, and another, until his mana bar was completely empty. 2,000 undead soldiers standing in formation in front of me. I scratch my head. Did I just become a necromancer? I am the Scourge. The skeleton mage, who I named Agaway, because he wouldn't stop going, J-I-J-I-J-I-J-I, like a horror movie soundtrack, cackled maniacally and commanded his army with bony finger waves. He was having the time of his own life. Wave 2 came. 80 skeleton archers, level 13, attacking from 4 directions. Agaway screeched. The undead army swarmed. 2,000 skeletons versus 80 archers. Each archer got mobbed by 25 angry bone boys. Fight lasted about as long as a sneeze. Wave 3, skeleton shield bearers, level 14. Drowned in bones. Wave 4, skeleton axemen, level 15. Also drowned in bones. Every wave spawned, existed for approximately 45 seconds, and then ceased to exist under a tidal wave of my undead minions. Level 11. At some point during this apocalyptic skeleton-on-skeleton warfare, Ollie quietly found a nice spot, sat down, pulled out his violin, and started playing. He just gave up fighting. Agaway's army was handling everything. Ollie decided this was concert time. My tier 3 Bronze Guardian, my first and strongest summon, the being who swore eternal loyalty to me, was sitting in the middle of a nightmare dungeon playing classical music for an audience of 2,000 skeletons. I stared at him. He didn't look up. You know what? Fine. At least it sounds nice. Much better than Agaway's constant J-I-J-I-J-I cackling. Note to self. Never summon Agaway in public. Walking down the street with a skeleton mage going, J-I-J-I-J-I, behind you is how you get the police called. Then the ground started shaking. Boom, boom, boom. Something big was coming. A 5-meter-tall bone giant stepped out of the darkness. Skeletal giant. Tier 3 Elite. Level 16. 180,000 HP. 3,000 defense. Skills include a bone shield that cuts incoming damage in half, an execution axe swing that does 6,000 damage if you're standing in the sweet spot, and the nasty one, an aura that paralyzes all undead creatures within range every 20 seconds. Paralyzes. All. Undead. My entire army is undead. This boss was specifically designed to counter exactly what I just built. Ollie stopped playing the violin. Looks like intermission is over. Agaway pointed his bony finger at the skeletal giant and screeched his battle cry. Jie. 2,000 undead soldiers charged. I sat behind my army watching this unfold and had a sudden realization. The roles were completely backwards. I was sitting on a throne of bones with an undead army in front of me like a final boss. The skeletal giant was the lone hero trying to fight through my forces to reach me. This dungeon script got flipped and nobody sent a memo. The hero giant froze for about 3 seconds. You could practically see the question mark floating above his skull. Wait, I'm the one being attacked. Unfortunately for Agaway's ego, his army was trash. Literally 1-star minions versus a 3-star elite. They couldn't even scratch the giant's 3,000 defense. And every 20 seconds, the giant's paralysis aura fired and 80% of the undead army just stopped. Frozen. Like a game of musical statues where everyone loses. The giant swung his building-sized axe once and scattered Agaway's troops like bowling pins. Agaway's triumphant, Jie, died in his throat mid-cackle. He looked at his paralyzed army, looked at the giant casually strolling through, then turned around and ran behind Ollie, tugging on his sleeve for help. Ga, I stared at him. Agaway, you're immortal. Your talent literally says you can't die while your summons exist. Those skeletons are paralyzed, not dead. Just go fight him. He hid behind Ollie harder. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. My necromancer summon has the combat spirit of a wet tissue. Ollie sighed, I think, put down his violin, picked up his sword, and walked toward the giant like a disappointed older brother cleaning up his little sibling's mess. Berserker charge. Charge draw slash. Double strike. 2 basics. Minus 37,432, crit. Minus 18,743. Minus 8,763. Minus 15,643. Minus 1,532. Minus 1,523. Half the giant's HP gone. First time anything has survived Ali's full combo. That 3,000 defense plus the bone shield cutting damage by 50% 3 times actually made a difference. He didn't die instantly, I muttered. If anyone heard me complain about only doing half a boss's health in one rotation, they'd throw me off a cliff. This thing has 180,000 HP and 3,000 defense, and I'm disappointed it survived one combo. I need perspective. I don't care. I want instant kills. The giant swung back. Minus 3,760 on Ollie. Scary for anyone else. For Ollie? A paper cut. Then Ollie raised his hand and fired death sentence sword chi for the first time. Minus 18,000. 10% of the giant's max HP, magic damage, ignoring all that defense. 3,760 healed. Full HP restored instantly. The giant's attack literally accomplished nothing. Ollie healed back every point of damage from one skill. 8 seconds later, Ollie's cooldowns were back. 3-hit combo. The giant's bones shattered into 1,000 pieces like a skeleton piñata. Double strike also evolved mid-fight into triple slash, B rank. 3 hits at 150% damage each. Ollie's combo game just got even more disgusting. The second the giant died, Agaway emerged from behind Ollie waving his arms and cackling like he won the fight. Ga, this duo has found their dynamic. Ollie kills everything in the front. Agaway cheers from the back. The Ga murder combo. Ollie handles the murder, Agaway handles the Ga. Look at Ollie. Now look at you. See the difference? I scolded Agaway. He scratched his skull. Jie. Waste of words. Absolutely waste. The giant dropped platinum and gold loot. A platinum necklace with mana regen, part of a set, worth at minimum 2 million yuan. And a gold greatsword with a bleed effect, 25 strength, 120 attack, 50 bleed damage per second for 10 seconds. I gave Ollie the sword. It's about 5 feet 3 inches long and weighs a ton, but Ollie swung it around like a toy. He was obsessed. Kept swinging it over and over, testing the weight. My guy found his weapon type, heavy greatswords. He's a connoisseur. Agaway watched Ollie get a new weapon and turned to me with the most pitiful skeleton puppy dog eyes I've ever seen. You want one too? Frantic skull nodding. Solo kill a boss first. Then we'll talk. Then a dungeon prompt appeared. Your strength has been acknowledged by Skeleton Knight Masa. He is considering sparing your life. Leave the dungeon. Oh, he's considering sparing me? How generous. How magnanimous of the Bone Man. No, spare my life? I wasn't planning on sparing yours. The undead energy in the air thickened. Next wave incoming. Moss's elite cavalry. Meanwhile, outside, that fancy Dawn Sword Guild team. 5 S-rank talents, full gold gear, 5 A-rank skills. The guys who cut in line earlier stumbled out of the dungeon looking like they'd been through a car wash made of skeletons. Their healer was complaining about pressure. Their captain admitted they nearly wiped against the skeletal giant. The same giant that Ollie killed in roughly 15 seconds. They officially declared Nightmare Skeleton Graveyard impossible for any team at their level. We spent an entire month preparing for this. If we can't clear it, nobody can. Somewhere deep inside that dungeon, I was currently saying no to a boss offering me mercy, while my skeleton army reformed and my violin-playing murder machine tested a new greatsword. Nobody can clear it? Sure. Whatever you say, champ. Ague developed PTSD from the skeletal giant fight. His takeaway? I lost because I didn't have enough skeletons. So while we waited between waves, every time his mana regenerated even slightly, he'd summon another 100 undead. 10 minutes later, 10,000 skeletons surrounding me. I literally could not walk. There was no ground visible. Just bones in every direction. Bone heads, bone feet, bone swords, bone everything. The only clear spot was around Ollie because apparently even mindless undead know not to crowd the guy who can delete their entire species. AGUI. Stop summoning. There's nowhere to stand. Jie. I grabbed a skeleton soldier's spine bone and smacked Ague on the skull with it. GA. He lowered his hands, looking like a scolded puppy. A skeletal, cackling, terrifying scolded puppy. The cavalry wave showed up next. 50 skeleton horsemen, level 17, 40,000 HP each. Normally terrifying, but they spawned directly into my skeleton ocean. Their charge skill? Useless. There was literally no room to gallop. They were stuck in a traffic jam of bones. They managed one sweep attack that cleared about 1,000 undead, and then the remaining 9,000 swarmed them like angry ants on a dropped candy bar. 50 cavalry, deleted. 10,000 experience. And they dropped 2 skeleton horse reins. Mounts. Bronze tier, 60% movement speed, level 15 to ride. Skeleton war horses. In an auction house, people would literally fistfight over these. Even high-level veterans would bid just for the flex factor. Imagine everyone walking on foot, and you roll up on a skeletal horse made of actual bones. The drip would be astronomical. Can't use them yet though. Level 15 requirement. Patience. Then the system said the next wave would arrive in 5 minutes. Can we skip the wait? I have lunch plans. Would you like to trigger the final assault early? Skeleton Knight Masa will attack immediately. Warning, this is extremely dangerous. Yes, dangerous? I have 20,000 skeletons and a violin-playing war god. Define dangerous. The war fog lifted. The arena expanded tenfold. And there, a kilometer away, stood 300 heavy phantom cavalry in perfect formation. Level 18. 60,000 HP each. 750 attack. 500 effective defense. Skills include a phantom charge that creates 2 clones per rider, meaning 900 charging horsemen, plus magic resistance and immunity to slowing effects. Behind them, riding a bone elephant, sat Skeleton Knight Masa himself. The final boss, 3 meters tall, armored head to toe, soul fire burning in his skull. Phantom Legion, charge, 300 riders exploded forward. With phantoms, that's 900 total. The ground shook like an earthquake. It was like watching 900 SUVs driving at you in formation. A steel tsunami. Okay, I admitted, this might be a bit much. I lifted Ague's summoning restriction immediately. AGUI. Summon everything. Now. Jie. Ague's bones rattled with excitement. Finally, unlimited power. He started spamming summons like his mana bar was an all-you-can-eat buffet. I joined in too, casting my own undead summons. Mine were basic, mostly small skeletons and skeleton warriors, occasional archer. Quantity over quality. The cavalry hit my front line like a freight train through a paper wall. Phantom charge activated. All 300 riders plus their clones. 900 impacts simultaneously. The damage was insane. 6,000 of my skeletons evaporated instantly. They carved a corridor 50 meters wide and 10 meters deep through my army like a hot knife through skeleton butter. Damn, That's actually impressive, but here's the thing about having 20,000 troops plus Agwe nonstop summoning reinforcements. You can't kill them all. You literally can't. For every 1,000 they destroyed, Agwe summoned another 1,000 behind them. The cavalry charge was devastating, yes. But a charge only works when you can break through. When the wall is infinitely deep, you just stop, and then you're surrounded by 20,000 very angry skeletons who don't feel pain, don't feel fear, and don't stop coming. The unstoppable force met the inexhaustible army. And somewhere behind all of this, Masa sat on his bone elephant watching his elite cavalry get slowly digested by an endless ocean of disposable undead, probably wondering where everything went wrong. Meanwhile, Ollie was stretching, warming up, getting ready for the main course. Masa, buddy, the cannon fodder was just the appetizer. I wiped the sweat off my brow. Thank God for Agwe's skeleton spam. Real talk. Without that bone army absorbing the cavalry charge, Ollie alone couldn't have handled 300 riders spread across a wide-open field. His burst damage is insane, but these guys were fast and spread out. Missed the one-shot window, and 900 phantom charges hit you simultaneously. Even Ollie would feel that. But Agwe's wall of expendable idiots? Perfect meat shield. Or bone shield. Whatever. My army swarmed the cavalry from all sides. Agwe and I took turns summoning. His intelligence lets him cast every 10 seconds, mine every 11 seconds. 200 fresh skeletons every 10 seconds, pouring in like an infinite clown car of death. Without room to charge, heavy cavalry is just expensive punching bags. 5 minutes later, all 300 phantom riders were dead. 75,000 experience. Level 12. Level 13. Level 14. 3 levels in one fight. I literally felt my soul ascend. Dumped all free points into strength. 1,100 strength. I could punch a cow to death. I could punch 2 cows. I could punch a cow into another cow. Then the earth started trembling. The final boss walked in. Skeleton Knight Masa, riding a bone elephant. 3 meters tall. Full black steel armor. Blue soul fire blazing in his skull sockets. Level 19. 250,000 HP. 4,000 attack. 2,500 defense. His skills were nasty. Destruction charge. 3,000 damage in a line. Stomp. 2,000 damage in 8 meters plus 2 second stun. Sweep. 2,000 damage with a bonus swing if he kills someone. And the real kicker, skill 4, Frenzy. If he's not dead in 10 minutes, his attack speed doubles and all skill cooldowns become 0. 10-minute enrage timer. After that, infinite skill spam. That would be problematic. Masa stopped on a hill 100 meters away and started his speech. Skeleton Mage, you have trespassed. This graveyard belongs to the Lich Lord Pierre. I am its guardian. Leave before I. Oh my god, shut up. Come here, you little trash. When I'm done with you, I'm pulling your bones apart one by one and giving them to the neighborhood dogs as chew toys. You'll finally understand what it means to be a simp. Masa went quiet. Not because he accepted the insult. Because he was too angry to speak. He yanked the elephant's reins and charged. Boys, block him. I waved my arm like a general, and tens of thousands of undead surged forward. This time, Agwe didn't hide in the back. He charged to the front line. My cowardly skeleton mage finally found his courage. With the all-for-one talent making him literally unkillable as long as any summon exists, he was basically an immortal cockroach with a stick. Agwe used his staff as a club and started whacking Masa's elephant like a baseball bat. Minus 2,620. The rest of the undead army also attacked. Results, minus 35. Minus 16. Minus 8. One full round of attacks from 10,000 skeletons dealt less than 5,000 total damage. Out of 250,000 HP. That's 2%. In the time it took for that, Masa used sweep twice. Each swing clearing dozens of undead. Then stomp, which turned everything within 8 meters into bone confetti. Hundreds of my soldiers gone. But Agwe was still standing. Sweep hit him for 2,000. He had 800 HP left. Should be dead. Masa was confused. How? How are you alive? Somewhere 15 meters away, a random little skeleton who was just walking around suddenly shattered into dust for no visible reason. That's all for one, baby. Lethal damage transfers to a nearby summon. As long as one skeleton exists anywhere, Agwe cannot die. And I have 10,000 skeletons. Masa would have to kill every single one before touching Agwe. Agaway grinned his skeletal grin and kept swinging his stick, but I was watching the clock. Agaway's damage output was, let's call it, enthusiastic but ineffective. At this rate, we'd hit the 10-minute enrage timer, and Masa would go berserk with 0 cooldowns. Infinite stomps, infinite sweeps, infinite charges. Even my army couldn't survive that. Ollie, your turn. Clang. Shield hit the ground. Great sword on the shoulder. Ollie walked forward through the sea of skeletons, which parted for him like he was Moses and they were the Dead Sea. Which, technically, they were. Meanwhile, Agaway and Masa were having the world's most pathetic duel in the background. Agaway bonking with his staff, Masa slashing back, Agaway dying and not dying. Random skeletons exploding in the distance to absorb the fatal hits. It looked like two drunk uncles fighting with pool noodles at a barbecue. Ollie cracked his neck. Playtime's over, Bone Boy. Masa had about 210,000 HP left when Ollie stepped up. Berserker charge. Ollie dragged the bone greatsword along the ground one-handed, carving a trench into the earth from the sheer speed. Then, charge draw slash. No elegant flash of light this time. Just wind. Screaming wind. The sound of a massive sword cutting through air so fast the atmosphere filed a noise complaint. Minus 141,000. Critical. Minus 141,000. Critical. Both hits crit. 282,000 total damage. Masa had 210,000 HP. He didn't just die. He died with 70,000 points of overkill. He owed us health he didn't even have. The soul fire in Masa's eyes flickered, dimmed, and went out. His last moment alive was probably thinking, this feels exactly like the first time I died. Except last time, the god of death resurrected him as a skeleton knight. This time, nobody's calling back. His bone elephant collapsed and shattered beside him. Agaway was standing behind Masa with his staff raised mid-swing, frozen. He'd been about to bonk the boss again. His kill got stolen. His skeleton jaw hung open. He slowly turned to look at Ollie. Ollie casually lifted his greatsword and gave Agaway one cold glance. Problem? Agaway clenched his fist. Thumbs up. GA. Ollie G is incredible. No problems here. 0 complaints. None. Then the dungeon decided things were going too well for me. Your killing of Masa has attracted the attention of the Winter Lich Pierre. Pierre is awakening the Frost Sword Guard from deep within the graveyard. Due to premature awakening, the Frost Sword Guard has not fully absorbed the Bone Pearl's power. Bloodline, Tier 4. Level, 20. You have 60 seconds to escape. A blue portal appeared a kilometer away. Blue snowflakes started falling. Temperature dropped to 0 and kept plummeting. Blue frost patterns crawled across the ground. In 60 seconds, a lethal deep freeze would blanket the entire area. The countdown began. 59, 58, 57. Run, run. That's a Tier 4 boss. Commander class. Those drop Diamond Tier equipment or S-rank skills guaranteed. You can't buy encounters like this. People spend their entire careers never seeing one. I'm not leaving. I'm shopping. But first, rewards. I calmly triggered the dungeon completion settlement while snowflakes landed on my shoulders. Skeletal Giant kill, 500 evolution points. Masa kill, 500. Nightmare clear, 1,600. Speed bonus, under 40 minutes 1,000. Total, 3,600 evolution points. Plus 20,000 bonus EXP combined with what I had saved. Enough. Spend 5,000 evolution points. Evolve ALI. Golden light consumed Ollie's body. When it faded, he was wearing a suit of interlocking steel chainmail. Thousands of metal rings woven together, beautiful and deadly. He looked like a noble knight from a painting. Elegant. Powerful. The kind of character you'd see on a movie poster standing on a cliff at sunset. Ollie, Tier 4 Steel Guardian. HP, 52,000. Attack, 10,400. Defense, 5,200. Strength, 5,200. Agility, 5,200. 10,000 attack power. At level 13, his skill list was so long it needed paragraphs. Charge draw slash A. Berserker charge B. Death sentence sword chi S. Triple slash B. Sweep. Learn from Masa's drop. Shield wall A. Plus all his passives. Meanwhile, I looted Masa's corpse. Platinum bone ring. The second piece of a set. Combined with the necklace from the skeletal giant. The set bonus gave me a 2,000-point magic shield lasting 30 minutes. My HP hit 16,000 with the shield on top. I also got a B-rank sweep skill book, perfect for Ollie. The skill resets its cooldown every time it kills something. Combined with Ali's 10,400 attack, he'd mow through armies without ever stopping. Human wave tactics are now officially a joke. And one more thing, a platinum bone elephant mount. Level 15 requirement, 80,000 HP, 80% movement speed. A bone elephant. As a mount. I can't ride it yet, but when I can, I'm showing up to every dungeon entrance on an undead elephant and daring someone to say something. The countdown was at 30 seconds. Frost was spreading across the ground. The temperature was approaching. Your bones literally freeze. Somewhere in the depths, a tier 4 Frost Sword Guard was waking up, angry and confused. I looked at Ollie in his gleaming chainmail, sword on his shoulder, 10,400 attack power humming through every fiber of his being. I looked at the approaching apocalyptic winter. I cracked my knuckles. Let's see who's stronger, a tier 4 Frost Sword Guard or a tier 4 Ollie. I already knew the answer, but it's polite to pretend there's suspense. I looked at my skill bar and realized something disturbing. Shield Wall, Shield Block, Shield Bash, Guardian. These are all tank skills. I'm a summoner with a tank's entire toolkit, a necromancer's army, and an immortality passive. Plus I can just summon 100 extra lives whenever I want. Am I becoming a final boss? I was genuinely starting to wonder if the dungeon monsters should be afraid of me. Clatter clatter. I turned around. Agaway was running toward me carrying a chair. He'd ripped the spines out of a dozen tier 2 skeleton warriors and assembled them into a throne. Put it down in front of me. Gestured like a butler at a 5-star hotel. Please, master, have a seat. I sat down. Rock solid. 10 spinal columns worth of structural integrity. Then Agaway pulled off his own cape and draped it over the seat as a cushion. Well done. Agaway danced with joy. Gaga. See, Agaway figured out the game. Ollie just evolved to tier 4 right in front of him. Agaway is still tier 3. The power gap between them went from big to Ollie could sneeze on me and I'd die. Agaway's survival strategy? Maximum bootlicking. Keep the master happy, get the next evolution. Simple skeleton economics. So there I sat, on a bone throne, in the middle of a nightmare dungeon, surrounded by tens of thousands of undead soldiers, getting a shoulder massage from my skeleton butler, looking like the final boss of a game that hasn't been released yet. If only I had some tea. The Frost Sword Guard apparently found this deeply offensive because the temperature dropped to -40. My breath was literally crystallizing. 3, 2, 1. Frost Sword Guard awakened. Portal closed. Invader, die. 50 meters away, the ground collapsed and a figure launched out like a missile. Before I could blink, a blue beam the width of a thumb shot straight at my face. -20,000. The number popped up above my head. 20,000 damage. From one shot. 15 meters behind me, a random skeleton archer spontaneously exploded into dust. All for one, saved my life. The lethal damage transferred to a nearby summon. If I hadn't had that talent, I would have been instantly deleted on the first attack. No warning. No cutscene. Just death. That coward just tried to snipe me. Ollie. Destroy him. Ollie was already moving. Sword drawn. Murder mode engaged. Someone attacked his master again. Last time it was Gold Fawn. This time it was a dead elf. The result would be the same. But this boss was different. Frost Sword Guard Laius. Tier 4 Commander. Level 20. 600,000 HP, 5,000 attack, 4,500 defense, 600,000 hit points. And the skill list was insane. Skill 1. Ice Beam. 20,000 magic damage, single target, 15-second cooldown. That's what almost killed me. Skill 2. Frost Slash. 6,000 magic AoE damage with slow effect. This is what hit Ollie and reduced his speed by 30%. Skill 3. Ice Armor. A 100,000 HP shield that freezes anyone nearby when broken. 3-second root. Skill 4. Shadow Dance. 80% evasion for 10 seconds. 80%. Skill 5. Bone Resurrection. Awakens 100,000 undead in the graveyard. Ollie charged in through the slow debuff. Berserker Charge. Charge Draw Slash. The Bone Greatsword screamed through the air. Leia's activated Ice Armor. Ollie's first hit shattered the shield for 50,000 damage, but the breaking ice froze him solid. The second swing of Draw Slash went wide. Miss. First time. Ever. Something dodged Ollie's attack. Leia's had activated Shadow Dance the moment the ice broke. 80% evasion. He flickered sideways like a ghost. And Dark Scion, Leia's appeared several meters away, blue eyes glowing with surprise. I haven't seen a dark scion in 1,000 years. Ollie broke free from the ice and stared back. An elven shadow dancer. Oh, this just got interesting. Leia's was once an elf, specifically an elite shadow dancer. In elven society, you need to be level 60 minimum to qualify for that class. Master assassins, one-shot specialists, could take a general's head in the middle of an entire army. But there are no pushovers in direct combat either. When Shadow Dance activates, they can go toe-to-toe with orc berserkers. That dodge wasn't luck. It was 1,000 years of combat instinct packed into dead bones. Dark Scion versus Shadow Dancer. Both tier 4. Both built for combat. Both looking at each other with the kind of respect you only give to an opponent who might actually be dangerous. I leaned back in my bone throne. Agwe paused his shoulder massage. For the first time since I started playing this game, a fight that might actually be interesting. Ollie went in first. Triple slash. 2 basics. Sweep. Miss. 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 Every single attack whiffed. Shadow Dance is 80% evasion. Leia's was basically a hologram. Ollie was swinging a greatsword at smoke. Then Leia's casually fired back. Ice Beam, minus 20,000. Frost Slash incoming. But Ollie used back jump to dodge the slash. Then countered with Death Sentence Sword Chi. Minus 60,000. 26,000 healed. Death Sentence ignores evasion. It's magic percentage damage. You can dance all you want. 10% of your max HP is getting deleted regardless. And Ollie healed back to full instantly. This became the pattern for 2 straight minutes. Leia's would poke Ollie with ice beams. Ollie would eat the damage, wait for Death Sentence cooldown, and heal everything back. Meanwhile, whenever Ollie used Berserker Charge, Leia's would pop ice armor, freeze Ollie, then Shadow Dance away. It was the most careful, tactical fight I'd ever watched. But here's the funny part. The boss was the one playing defensive. Leia's was timing every skill around Ollie's cooldowns. Wouldn't use ice armor unless Ollie charged. Wouldn't use Shadow Dance unless Ollie swung. A tier 4 hidden boss of a nightmare dungeon was scared of my summon. Who's the boss here exactly? 2 minutes in. Ollie's still full HP. Leia's down to 380,000. At this rate, 5 more minutes, and he's done. But Leia's was smart. Too smart. He had a plan. The fight started drifting toward me. Slowly. Subtly. I noticed immediately. Decapitation strategy. Kill the summoner. Summons disappear automatically. Classic. Oh, you're coming for me. I looked at my 8,000 undead bodyguards. My immortality passive. My 16,000 HP plus 2,000 shield. My full set of tank skills. You picked the wrong soft target, buddy. Here's what happened next. Ollie charged. Leia's triggered ice armor. Ollie's first hit shattered it. Freeze effect locked Ollie in place. Normally Leia's would follow up with Frost Slash on Ollie. Not this time. Leia's spun toward me and fired Ice Beam at my face. Minus 20,000. A skeleton behind me popped. All for One saved me again. I tilted my head and smiled. That all you got? Of course not. Frost Slash. Blue sword energy racing toward me. Minus 6,000. Ate my shield. HP dropped to 12,000. Leia's paused, visibly confused. A summoner with 18,000 effective HP? Full stamina build doesn't even reach that. What kind of mage has this much health? The kind that cheats, Bone Boy. While Leia's was buffering, I stood up from my throne. Picked up Ollie's shield from the ground. Yes, it was on the ground, obviously, and activated Berserker Charge. A summoner. Charging a tier 4 boss. With a shield. I slammed into Leia's at full speed. Shield uppercut straight to the jaw. Shield bash. Minus 500. Damage? Pathetic. But that wasn't the point. 2-second stun. Shield mastery passive. 30% defense when wielding a shield, 15% block chance, and double aggro generation. I was a fully functional tank now. A summoner cosplaying as a shield warrior, and doing it well. Ollie broke free from the freeze at that exact moment. I used Guardian to teleport next to him. Triple slash while Leia's was stunned. No Shadow Dance. No evasion. Can't dodge when you're unconscious. Minus 78,700. Minus 79,800. Minus 80,230. 240,000 damage. In one combo, Leia's dropped to 120,000 HP. Stun was about to wear off. I threw the shield away, opened my hand, and grabbed the boss's skull with my bare fingers. Skull Crusher, a martial arts technique from Fist Mastery passive. Unarmed attack forces a 2-second hard crowd control. Works on anything. 5-minute cooldown per target. I held this tier 4 boss's head in my palm like a basketball and squeezed. Move. Go ahead. Try. Thought you'd assassinate the summoner. Huh. Thought you were clever? Kneel. The second the stun wore off, I grabbed the shield again and smashed it into his forehead. Shield bash. Another 2-second stun. This boss was getting crowd controlled more than a training dummy. Leia's was having an existential crisis. This is a summoner? Shield skills? Tank abilities? Bare-handed grappling techniques? What class is this person? While his brain was short-circuiting, Ollie and I both fired death sentence sword chi simultaneously. Minus 60,000. Minus 60,000. 120,000 HP, remaining equals 0. Account closed. Enough. Leia's exploded with energy, blasting both of us backwards. Above his head, a fist-sized, perfectly translucent white orb materialized. Bone Pearl, auxiliary item. Quality, epic. My eyes nearly fell out of my skull. Epic. Tier. Item. I've seen white tier garbage. Black iron. Bronze. Silver. Gold. Platinum. But epic? That's 2 tiers below mythical. That's the kind of item that starts wars between guilds. I need that pearl. Leia's held the bone pearl above his head, raging. You ants have ruined Lord Pierre's perfect plan. Unforgivable, sleeping dead of this graveyard, awaken. Crush everything before you. Skill 5 activated. 100,000 undead rising from the ground. He's summoning an army. I have an army. I looked at Agwe. Agwe looked at me. We both looked at the ground, which was starting to crack open with skeletal hands reaching out. Necromancer versus Necromancer. This is going to be disgusting, and I am here for it. The ground ripped open. Skeletons poured out like cockroaches when you turn the lights on. 10,000. Then more. And more. 100,000 undead soldiers crawling out of the earth, surrounding me from every direction. Leia's was floating above it all, smirking. Pathetic summoner. I'll rip your skin off and use it as a seat cushion. Dude. What is it with dungeon bosses and furniture-based threats? Gold Fong wanted to burn my soul. This guy wants to upholster with it. The farce is over. Bone Legion. Exterminate the invaders. Meanwhile, the Bone Pearl was healing him at 1% per second. 100,000 skeletons between us, and he's regenerating behind them like a coward hiding behind a crowd at a concert. I looked around. Skeleton eyes glowing blue everywhere. Empty eye sockets as far as I could see. 10 of these. Creepy. 100,000? The scariest thing I've ever witnessed. I cracked my wrists, sat back down on my bone throne, and crossed my legs. Ollie. Handle it. See? Leia's made a critical miscalculation. Against Ollie one-on-one, he could dodge, kite, and play defense. That fight was annoying. But surrounding Ollie with 100,000 weak enemies? You just gave my greatsword-wielding murder machine unlimited sweep resets. Sweep. 100% attack damage to everything in front. Cooldown resets on kill. Ollie lifted the bone greatsword parallel to the ground. Stepped forward. Swung. Minus 85,000. Minus 86,400. Minus 159,800 crit. Everything in 2 meters. Vaporized. Cooldown reset. Step. Swing. Reset. Step. Swing. Reset. Ollie walked through 100,000 skeletons like a lawnmower through dandelions. Not running. Not rushing. Just walking. Casually. Each step left a vacuum of empty space where dozens of undead used to exist. 12 seconds. That's how long it took to reach Leia's through 100,000 bodies. Leia's was still regenerating. Got back up to 230,000 HP. Felt good about himself for maybe 1 second. Death sentence, sword chi, minus 60,000. Ollie didn't even look. Swung sweep to the left, killed more skeletons, reset death sentence cooldown. Fired again. Minus 60,000. Reset. Again. Minus 60,000. Reset. Minus 60,000. For death sentences in about 8 seconds. 240,000 damage. Leia's carefully regenerated health bar got emptied like a bathtub with no plug. Impossible. I am Lord Pierre's greatest servant. I am the strongest sword guard. Strongest? Ollie's eyes flickered with contempt. The tone was unmistakable. I lost to Arthur of the Lionheart Blade at MY Peak. You think an elf who never even mastered the Massacre Waltz deserves to call herself the strongest? Frog in a well. Leia's died on his knees. Angry. Humiliated. Defeated by a summon who genuinely considered him below average. The bone pearl dropped. Every skeleton in the graveyard instantly collapsed into lifeless bones. Only got credit for 3,720 kills. The rest weren't worth experience since they died from losing the pearl's power, not from combat. Shame. That was potentially massive EXP. But whatever. Look at this loot. Leia's gave me 5,000 evolution points, and the boss dropped 3 items. First, the bone pearl itself. Epic tier auxiliary equipment. Requirement: undead creature only. It absorbs undead life essence, and at 100% energy, it lets the wearer learn undead skills. Currently at 60%. What the? This is epic tier? The stats were weird. I can't even wear it. But Ague can. Ague. Lucky day. I tossed him the pearl. Learn magic skills. Enno melee. Ollie's got enough swords for everyone. Ague clutched the pearl like a child receiving his first Christmas present, nodding so hard his skull nearly flew off. Second drop. Frost Cloak. Platinum tier. 25 strength, 30 agility, 3% evasion, 8% movement speed. I threw it on immediately. Blue cape billowing behind me. I looked mysterious. I looked powerful. I looked like a protagonist. Did I care about the stats? Sure. But more importantly, I looked cool. Stats are temporary. Drip is forever. Third drop. Blizzard S rank. Mage exclusive. Level 30 requirement. Creates a massive 30 by 30 meter snowstorm for 6 seconds, dealing 2,200% magic damage per second with a chance to freeze targets. Frozen targets take double damage. 20-second cooldown. Worth 50 million yuan minimum on the auction market. Can't use it yet. Can't learn it until level 30, and it's mage only. I'll hold on to it. Maybe trade for something I need. If not, cash it out later. I chose not to hide my name on the completion announcement. Why would I? The nation rewards strength. If the leaders of this country couldn't recognize talent, they wouldn't have built the strongest civilization on the planet. Hey, trash tier summoner, just solo cleared a Nightmare Dungeon's hidden boss. Let them see. Outside, Tian Yi was chatting with a 50-year-old man, Professor Ching Feng from Kyoto University. Level 55. Class, Street Fighter. An actual college professor whose job title is Street Fighter. This world is insane. The professor was getting antsy. How long has it been? The kid's still in there? The 7th Regiment keeps calling me to go suppress a bug hive rebellion. He came all this way to recruit me, and I was in there taking my sweet time killing hidden bosses and trying on capes. Level 15 now. Frost Cloak equipped. Bone Throne energy. 2 summoned beasts. An army of undead. An epic tier item on my skeleton butler. Time to step outside and break some more brains. While I was inside having the time of my life, a whole drama was unfolding at the dungeon entrance. Professor Chung Feng, level 55 Street Fighter from Kyoto University, the most elite school in the country, was standing there getting impatient. Tian Yi had begged him to come recruit me, but 40 minutes in a nightmare dungeon with no results was testing the old man's patience. He had bug hive rebellions to suppress. A whole army regiment was calling him. Teacher, I know you're anxious, but please don't be anxious. It's only been 40 minutes. Nightmare Skeleton Graveyard has 8 attack waves. He probably hasn't even seen the boss yet. Then some guy in a green robe came speed walking over. Professor Chung, it's really you. I'm Qin Ming, Vice President of Dawn Sword Guild. We met last year. The professor replied with the enthusiasm of someone being handed a parking ticket. One syllable. That's what you get when you're a level 55 Street Fighter who only respects the heads of top guilds. Everyone else is background noise. Qin Ming started his sales pitch immediately. He had 5 S-rank talents behind him, the same elite squad that just failed Nightmare Skeleton Graveyard, and he wanted all 5 of them admitted to Kyoto University on scholarship. This is Xiaobin, S-rank offensive talent, 1A rank, 2B rank, for C-rank skills. Full gold equipment. Xiaobin puffed up his chest like a rooster at a beauty pageant. He was thinking about how he heroically held off the skeletal giant for 10 whole seconds. How under his brilliant tactical command, the team killed it in 7 minutes. How if only his teammates weren't holding him back, he could have totally challenged Masa. 7 minutes to kill the skeletal giant. Ollie killed it in 15 seconds. But nobody here knows that yet. The vice president kept going. They first cleared Nightmare Goblin Forest last month. They just killed the skeletal giant in Nightmare Skeleton Graveyard. 5 S-rank talents. A 1,000-man roster couldn't match them. Each one received 10 million yuan in development funding, 10 million per person. 50 million total. On 5 teenagers with gold gear and big dreams. Tianyi nodded politely. Impressive. No other guild has cleared a nightmare dungeon this year. Professor Chung glanced at the 5 prodigies, gave them a full 0.3 seconds of visual evaluation, and said, decent. One word. Decent. Not impressive. Not excellent. Decent. Chen Ming's face crumbled. Xiao Bin's proud rooster energy deflated into wet chicken energy. His expression screamed, decent? S-rank talent. Gold gear. 7 combat skills. First nightmare clear in the city. And I get decent. He crossed his arms and stared at the dungeon entrance. Fine. Let's see who comes out of there that's better than me. These losers? Please. Beautiful. Thank you for setting this up, universe. Congratulations to Lin Yuan's party for conquering Nightmare Difficulty Skeleton Graveyard. Time, 43 minutes. Congratulations to Lin Yuan's party for conquering Nightmare Difficulty Skeleton Graveyard. Time, 43 minutes. Congratulations to Lin Yuan's party for conquering Nightmare Difficulty Skeleton Graveyard. Time, 43 minutes. I walked out of the portal. Then the bonus announcements hit. Perfect clear achieved. Derivative Dungeon, Bone Warhorse Training Ground has appeared. Congratulations on achieving 2 Nightmare Difficulty Perfect Clears. Title earned. Nightmare Conqueror. Nightmare Conqueror Lin Yuan has entered the area. Let US cheer for them. The system literally told 2,000 people to clap for me. That's not an announcement. That's a hype introduction. The dungeon became my personal MC. Dead silence. 2,000 professionals standing around the entrance. Not one sound. Not a breath. Not a whisper. Then the dam broke. What? Someone SOL'd Nightmare Skeleton Graveyard? Who is this Lin Yuan? The night bro from earlier. The one who told me about black passes was losing his mind. That's the guy? The one with the solo nightmare pass. The mystery man. Xiao Bin's arms slowly uncrossed. His proud expression dissolved like sugar in boiling water. He'd spent 10 million yuan, trained for months, and his elite squad barely survived the 5th wave before retreating. I cleared all 8 waves, killed the hidden boss, earned a title, and unlocked a derivative dungeon. Alone. In 43 minutes. While he was standing outside bragging about killing 1 mini-boss in 7 minutes. The vice president's sales pitch about his unmatched prodigies was still hanging in the air like a fart in an elevator. Professor Chung Feng's lips curved into a smile for the first time since arriving. Decent was for the 5-man S-rank squad. I wonder what word he has for me. Xiao Bin's face when the announcement hit? I wish I had a screenshot. The guy was standing there with his arms crossed like a peacock at a talent show, mentally rehearsing his acceptance speech for Kyoto University. Then my name came blaring across the sky 3 times, and his entire identity collapsed. His vice president tried to comfort the squad. Don't compare yourselves to monsters. Some people are just born different. Then he herded his shell-shocked prodigies away like a sad field trip. Meanwhile, that night bro from the queue, the F-rank guy who just wanted to reach level 20 and become a security guard. He quietly took screenshots of every announcement and uploaded them to the professional forum under Sun Tzu's original post. The one titled, Strongest Summoner in History, Fight Me. The post that had 99% of commenters calling it fake. Photoshopped pass LOL. No summoner has ever passed level 20. Delete this. At Tianfeng City Association, someone's forging nightmare passes. OP is brain dead. Confirmed. Night Bro dropped the receipts without a word and went back to grinding normal difficulty. No drama. No bragging. Just facts. I respect that man deeply. Now, the important part. Professor Chung Feng, the level 55 Street Fighter who'd been standing around looking bored while a guild vice president begged him to notice 5 S-rank prodigies, vanished the instant my announcement played. 1 second he was there. Next second, gone. Teleported to me like I was a limited time sale. You're Lin Yuan, and you are Chung Feng, professor at Kyoto University's combat department. Professor Chung, what an honor. Your reputation precedes you. I've heard so much about you. Complete lies. I'd never heard of this man in my life. 3 seconds ago, I asked who he was. But flattery is a universal language. I'm here to offer you direct admission to Kyoto University. Oh, I'll think about it. His face twitched. Nobody says, I'll think about it, to Kyoto University. It's the best school in the country. Top resources, top teachers, top dungeons. Saying, I'll think about it, to Kyoto is like saying, I'll think about it, to winning the lottery. He started listing benefits like a car salesman sensing a customer walking away. SS rank seed treatment. 60 million yuan annual scholarship. A second advancement professional as your personal mentor. 4 elite teammates assigned to you. You won't find this deal anywhere, night and day from how he treated the Dawn Sword Squad. For them, 1 syllable. For me, a full infomercial. That's very generous, I said, keeping my face neutral. But here's the thing. Professor Zhang from Magic City University and Professor Wang from Demon Suppression University already contacted me. They offered SSS rank seed treatment. I watched Chung Feng's expression go through 5 stages of grief in 2 seconds. Then he stopped, squinted, and started laughing. You little punk, I know every professor at both those universities. There is no Professor Zhang or Professor Wang who can offer SSS rank treatment. That authority requires vice principal level minimum. You just made them up. Busted. Completely busted. My beautiful bluff crumbled in 3 seconds flat. In my defense, I didn't expect him to personally know every professor at every rival school. Did I panic? No. I shrugged. Really? Oh no. Then I must have been scammed. Those terrible fraudsters. How dare they deceive an innocent student like me? I put on my most outraged face. Chung Feng stared at me with the expression of a man who simultaneously wanted to punch me and adopt me. If anyone else tried that on me, I'd have put my fist through their face. Fair. But I'm not anyone else. I'm the Nightmare Conqueror. The only person under level 60 with that title in the entire country. The other 2 holders are about to hit 3rd advancement. I'm level 15. He needed me way more than I needed him, and we both knew it. Look, he said, visibly restraining himself, given your special circumstances, I can go back and ask the dean to bump your package even higher. Translation, I win. Negotiation successful. Prices going up. All I had to do was lie badly enough to get caught, and then play the victim. Oldest trick in the book. Works every time. Sorry, professor. Nothing personal. I grew up on welfare. Bargaining is in my blood. Let's talk somewhere private, Professor Chung said, trying to regain his dignity after I just lied to his face and got caught in 4 seconds. Tian Yi waved us toward his car. I waved back. No need. I have my own ride. I pulled out the bone elephant reins. 3 meters tall, 7 meters long. A skeletal elephant materialized out of thin air in the middle of a crowd of 2,000 professionals. I hopped on its back like mounting a bicycle. So, where are we going? Chung Feng, speechless. Tian Yi, speechless. 2,000 surrounding professionals, absolute pandemonium. People were shoving and climbing over each other to see the bone elephant up close. Someone almost started a stampede. The irony of an undead mount nearly causing human casualties was not lost on me. I had to dismiss it. Not because I wanted to, because public safety demanded it. Apparently, cool and responsible are sometimes mutually exclusive. We got in Tian Ye's boring normal car. While riding, I pulled out my phone and started browsing the professional forum. It was already exploding with posts about me. Shocking. Nightmare Skeleton Graveyard soloed by a summoner. Epic tier mount spotted at Skeleton Graveyard. Photos inside. Strongest summoner in history. Can he break the level 20 curse? Then I found Sun Tzu's original post. Strongest summoner in history. Fight me. The comment section had 10,000 replies, 99% calling it fake. Photoshopped pass. Summoners can't even reach level 20. At association, please ban this fraud. Beautiful. But the Night Bro had quietly dropped his screenshots of my completion announcement and the Nightmare Conqueror title. No caption needed. Just facts meeting faces. I scrolled to the photo Sun Tzu posted, my side profile, holding up the black pass at the dungeon entrance. I looked incredible. The frost cloak billowing. The mysterious half-face angle. Pure cinema. I liked the post. Then wrote a comment. Wow, so handsome. This is the strongest summoner? Well deserved. I'm in love. Then I checked who posted it. Lin Ji's thigh accessory, Sun Tzu. That color-chasing traitor. But since everything he wrote was factually accurate, I'll forgive him. I put down my phone, not realizing Professor Chung had been watching me like my post from the back seat the entire time. His face said, "You are a demon in human skin," but it also gave him intelligence. He now knew exactly what I wanted. Lin Yuan. Join Kyoto University. All previous benefits stay. Plus, I'll make you the freshman representative. Freshman representative? Opening ceremony. Live broadcast. You walk on stage. Give a speech. 30 seconds. Say whatever you want. In front of the entire incoming class and national audience. He paused for effect. You can flex as hard as you want. Tianye's knuckles went white on the steering wheel. He was thinking, this old man figured out Lin Yuan's weakness in under 5 minutes. He's offering a nationally televised platform for showing off. That's genius. That's evil. That's exactly what Lin Yuan wants. 30 seconds on a national stage. Saying whatever I want. With the title, Nightmare Conqueror, attached to my name. My mouth went dry. My heart rate spiked. This was the greatest bribe anyone had ever offered me. Are you serious? Do I look like I'm joking? I was actually considering it when his phone rang. Chung Feng, where the hell are you? I'll burn your house down. It was some military general. Apparently Hive Fortresses 1 through 10 were all rioting simultaneously. Every single bug stronghold needed reinforcements. The professor was being deployed to the front lines immediately. He hung up. Face went serious instantly. Front line emergency. I have to go now. You have 2 months until the college entrance exam. Think about it. Tell Tianyi when you decide. He turned to Tianyi. Things are unstable. Protect him. Then he opened the CAR door and jumped out. While we were driving at highway speed. Just, door open, professor gone. He hit the ground, changed direction mid-stride, and vanished like a ninja with a tenure. He's always been like that, Tianyi said calmly. Kind of impulsive. Kind of. Tianyi dropped me off at my villa. As he was about to leave, I stopped him. Captain Tian, take this. I held out one of the skeleton horse reins. Amount. Worth millions at auction. I can't accept that. It's too valuable. Take it. If you hadn't called Professor Chung, he wouldn't have come. I owe you for that. And if you ever need help, just ask. He hesitated. I pushed harder. Those who carry firewood for others should not be left to freeze in the wilderness. If good deeds aren't rewarded, who will do good deeds? Then I casually shook the bone elephant reins in my other hand. Besides, I have a bone elephant. A skeleton horse is basically a downgrade for me. Accidental flex. Totally unintentional. Couldn't help it. The words just came out. Tianyi laughed, shook his head, and took the reins. You little punk. 2 days ago, I was an orphan eating 23 yuan buffets with a student discount. Today I'm handing out platinum mounts like party favors and negotiating scholarship packages with nationally ranked professors. Life comes at you fast when you have cheats. Tian, you warned me things might get sketchy in the city soon. Dark organizations, doomsday cults, power-hungry maniacs trying to build empires with professional slaves. Standard apocalypse stuff. He told me to stay safe, then left. I decided to explore my new neighborhood. Dragon Tripod Villa District is nice. Pristine landscaping, top-tier facilities, and a lake stocked with dozens of fish species and actual swans. Rich people really do live different. By the lake, a few guys were fishing and gossiping. I caught some of their conversation while walking past. Did you see the forum? Someone soloed Nightmare Skeleton Graveyard. Which guild's raid team? No guild. One person. A solo player. A young guy with bleached yellow hair nearly dropped his rod. Single player? My Soaring Dragon guild wants him. The middle-aged guy in blue shut him down instantly. Chui Xianglong, your little guild can't handle the real dragon. Chung Feng from Kyoto University already got to him. Your guild is Tianfeng's #1. Sure, but compared to Kyoto University? Please. The yellow-haired dude, apparently Chui Xianglong, level 46 fighter and guild master of the top guild in Tianfeng City, sulked and cast his line into the lake dramatically. The blue-shirt guy? That was Lin Yandong. As in, the president of the professional association. The guy who controls 30% of my iron mine, just casually fishing at the lake in my neighborhood. These people are my neighbors. I live next to the city's most powerful people now. 2 days ago, my neighbors were cockroaches. Anyway, I spotted all those fish and swans in the lake and had an immediate thought. Lunch. I went back to the villa, grabbed charcoal and barbecue supplies, then returned with Ollie and Agaway. Ollie, get me 2 fat ones. I pointed at the swans. Agaway, catch some fish. Ollie walked into the swan flock like death approaching a buffet, grabbed 2 of the fattest birds and brought them back without a word. Efficient, professional, terrifying. Then I looked at the swans and realized, I have absolutely no idea how to cook these. I looked at Ollie. He crossed his arms and shook his head. He can kill anything that moves. He can play violin concertos. But cooking? Beneath him. His noble hands only touch swords and musical instruments. You pretentious, fine. I called Sun Tzu. Get to the lake by the villas. I got 2 big geese. We're grilling. Geese? I'm on my way. From his end of the phone, I heard him making excuses to his female teammates. Sorry, ladies, gotta go? My bro needs me. It's not that I can't last longer. I genuinely have stuff to do. Next time I'll go all day and make all 4 of you happy. This guy. Every sentence sounds like he's leaving a massage parlor. If you didn't know he was dungeon grinding with female teammates, you'd think he was running an escort service. 20 minutes later, Sun Tzu showed up with bags of spices and a portable stove with a full iron wok and kitchen utensils already packed inside. You came prepared. Cooking is my hobby. The second it becomes a job, the magic dies. Right now I cook what I want. If I became a professional chef class, I'd be cooking for other people. Where's the fun in that? Can't argue with that philosophy. He had one swan. Goose that I definitely bought from a store, cleaned and chopped in minutes. Into the pot it went. The second one got prepped for roasting. 1 goose, 2 ways. Iron pot stew and roasted. The smell was so good I nearly ascended to heaven right there by the lake. Then I remembered, where's Agaway? I sent him to catch fish almost an hour ago. Buying fish at a market would have been faster. I looked around and spotted him, sitting between the fishermen, with a fishing rod. Fishing. My skeleton necromancer. My tier 3 undead mage. Commander of thousands. Was sitting on a bucket between the city's guild masters and association president, holding a tiny fishing rod, going, J every 30 seconds. No wonder he hadn't caught anything. What fish is going to bite when there's a cackling skeleton sitting right there radiating death energy? I sent him for fast food and he joined a hobby group. Ollie plays violin. Agaway fishes. I'm starting to think my summoned beasts have better work-life balance than I do. While Agaway was fishing with the locals, those locals were having a very interesting conversation about me. Not that I knew at the time. The yellow-haired guy? Chui Xianglong. Level 46. Guild Master of the Soaring Dragon Guild. The #1 guild in Tianfeng City. The blue-shirt middle-aged dude? Lin Yandong. President of the Professional Association. The old man in a security guard uniform? Oh, just Mu Tianxing. Level 60 Holy Paladin. Guild Master of the Invincible Guild. The most powerful guild in the entire nation. One step away from becoming the first 3rd advancement professional on the planet. He looks like an old man because 3 months ago, while clearing a level 60 nightmare dungeon with 25 of the country's strongest fighters, the final boss, a tier 6 Lich Lord, cursed him with permanent aging right before dying. The Lich fused its soul container into Mu Tianxing's body. If Mu Tianxing breaks the curse, he becomes the world's first 3rd advancement professional. If he dies first, the Lich resurrects using his body. The fate of the planet is literally tied to this dude in a security guard costume sitting by MY Lake catching fish. These 3 absolute titans were casually discussing whether to recruit me while watching my skeleton fish. That summoner who soloed Nightmare Skeleton Graveyard. It's the owner of this little skeleton here, Lin Yandong said, pointing at Agaway. Chui Xianglong shot to his feet. A summoner did that? I want him in my guild. Your guild can't handle a real dragon, Xianglong. Mu Tianxing said he'd need to meet me personally. Makes sense. The Invincible Guild holds national secrets. Can't just recruit anyone. Bad character means bad news. And that's when I came walking over. Sleeves rolled up. Zero idea who these people were. AGUI. I sent you for fish. You've been sitting here for an hour. I crouched down and checked his bucket. Empty. Completely empty. You got skunked? Something about the word, skunked, visibly wounded Agaway's soul. His eye flames flickered like I'd slapped him. In that moment, he made a silent skeletal vow. Never again would he return empty-handed. This was his fishing origin story. 1 hour. 0 fish. You could have walked to a market and back 3 times. I sighed. Come on, stop bothering these gentlemen. Grandfathers. I called Mu Tianxing grandfather. He's 36. He just looks ancient because of the Lich curse. I basically called the strongest man in the country an old geezer to his face. We walked back to the cooking station. Behind us, Lin Yandong nudged Mu Tianxing. So, thoughts? We barely exchanged 2 words. How would I know anything? Mu Tianxing grabbed his fish bucket. He wanted fish, right? I'll bring him some. Chui Xianglong grabbed his 2 fish and followed. They walked past the swan flock and Lin Yandong paused, frowning. The swans seem stressed today. Are they in mating season? No, sir. They're mourning the 2 fattest members of their community who were kidnapped by a suit of chainmail armor 30 minutes ago. But you don't need to know that. Back at camp, I was lamenting the fish situation. Agaway's useless. No fish today. Just goose. Sun Tzu had already prepped everything. Iron pot stew and a roast goose. The smell was so good it could have ended wars. When he lifted the lid, the aroma hit me like a physical force. I grabbed a drumstick. Bit down. The meat was firm, tender, perfectly seasoned. Even the bones tasted good after you cracked them open. Incredible. Then Shui Xianglong appeared, sniffing the air like a cartoon character floating toward a pie. Smells amazing. Mind if we join? I looked at the three strangers, a guy with yellow hair, a middle-aged dude, and a security guard grandpa. No idea they collectively controlled the city's top guild, the professional association, and the nation's strongest organization. Sure, the more the merrier. Grab some chopsticks. Mu Tianqing set down his fish. I heard you wanted fish. Here, take mine. Perfect. Sun Tzu's eyes lit up and he had them skewered and roasting within seconds. The goose disappeared fast with 6 people eating. Sun Tzu brought out the roast goose. Golden, crispy skin that crunched when you bit it. Everyone gave thumbs up. Lin Yandong ate half a roast goose by himself, burped with satisfaction, and asked the fatal question, "Where did you buy these geese?" The flavor is excellent. I looked at the lake. I looked at the swans on the lake. I looked back at Lin Yandong. A store. Definitely a store. Very far away. You wouldn't know it. Somewhere on that lake, the remaining swans huddled closer together. Shui Xianglong popped the last goose wing into his mouth, chewed twice, then casually dropped a bomb. "Hey Lin Yandong, doesn't this goose taste suspiciously like your pet swans?" Lin Yandong's brain connected the dots. His face went white. "My babies." He sprinted to the swan flock. Came back 2 minutes later. Sat down. Said nothing. Face dark enough to block sunlight. He wanted to explode. But he couldn't, because he ate the most. Half a roast goose. His own beloved pet swan. Seasoned with secret spices and consumed with enthusiasm. Sun Tzu and I kept our heads down and focused extremely hard on our fish. We hadn't touched the goose since these 3 sat down. Plausible deniability, maximum. Mu Tianqing was laughing. "You two didn't know those swans belonged to the association president." I looked up with the most innocent face I've ever produced. "Sir, what swans?" "Those were geese. From a market. Very far away." Lin Yandong crossed his arms and HMPH'd so hard I felt the air pressure change. "Fine, geese then." Mu Tianqing chuckled. "You little fox." Then he introduced everyone properly. Lin Yandong, Association President. Shui Xianglong, Soaring Dragon Guild Master. Both on page 1 of the professional forums, Tianfeng City Power Rankings. Sun Tzu and I already knew. We're not blind, but I put on my best starstruck performance anyway. What? The legendary President Lin and Guild Master Chui. What an honor. "Your reputations are like thunder in my ears," Sun Tzu added. "Such handsome and talented gentlemen." All 3 men went silent. That compliment is supposed to flow downward, from elders to juniors. We said their lines. Now they had nothing to say back. Social checkmate. Then Mu Tianqing pointed at himself. "I'm Mu Tianqing, Guild Master of the Invincible Guild." He paused dramatically, waiting for gasps. Waiting for awe. Waiting for... I cleaned my ear with my pinky. Invincible Guild? Never heard of it. This was genuine, by the way. Invincible Guild operates at such a high level that nobody at my school ever mentioned it. But from my perspective, an old man in a security guard uniform claiming to run a guild called Invincible is not convincing. Sun Tzu squinted at Mu Tianqing's security guard outfit. "Grandpa, is the Invincible Guild in the security guard industry?" Mu Tianqing nearly choked on his own spit. "I'm in disguise. My safety is critical to the entire planet." "Sure, Grandpa. Whatever you say." Then Lin Yandong explained the truth. Mu Tianqing, level 60 Holy Paladin. Strongest human on the planet. Aging curse from a tier 6 Lich Lord who fused its soul container into his body during a 25-man nightmare raid. If he breaks the curse, he becomes the world's first 3rd advancement professional. If he dies, the Lich resurrects through his corpse. He's hiding in Tianfeng City because there's a dungeon here that slows the curse. The security guard grandpa is literally the most important person on Earth. Sun Tzu and I stood up and bowed simultaneously. "Greetings, Sir. Humph," he preened slightly. "Before my curse, you two wouldn't even qualify to breathe in my direction." He glanced at Ollie standing behind me like a steel statue, and his eyes sharpened. 4-tier summon. Now he understood why Professor Chung offered SS rank treatment. With a tier 4 summon, the level 20 advancement quest is a joke. I might become the first summoner in history to clear it. Mu Tianxing reached into his pocket and tossed me a bracelet engraved with the character Invincible, membership token for the Invincible Guild. Keep it until college entrance exams. If it's still on your wrist after the exam, you get an S-rank skill book and a full platinum equipment set. Why after the exam? Someone gonna steal it, Cui Xianglong explained with envy dripping from every word. Invincible means peerless under heaven. Every member must be the absolute peak of their generation. The college entrance exam is your proving ground. Take first place. Beat every professional on the entire planet in your age group. Earn the title, Peerless, he sighed. He and Mu Tianxing were from the same generation. Back then, everyone lived under Mu Tianxing's shadow. The man earned the name, Light of Heaven, the holy guardian who shatters darkness. And now this legend had just handed his guild token to a 2-day-old summoner. Peerless under heaven, I repeated, rolling the words around. I like it. I'll take first place. Consider it reserved. Not for the S-rank skill. Not for the platinum gear. I just want that title. Peerless under heaven. That's the kind of name that makes people shut up when you walk into a room. Confident, aren't you? Mu Tianxing smiled. Fair warning, solo queue only. Perfect. I wasn't planning on bringing teammates anyway. Teammates? What for? Babysitting. Unless they can possess Ali's body like Sun Tzu, they're just liabilities. I heard someone in Mountain River City already hit level 18, Mu Tianxing added. Might reach level 20 within a month. Could complete their first advancement before the exam. First advancement before the exam? Please, give me a few more nightmare dungeons, and I'll be there in a week. The three legends stood up and left. Lin Yandong shot me one final death glare on the way out. Don't touch my swans. Safe travels, distinguished seniors. I waved with my most angelic smile. The second they were gone, Sun Tzu shoved his phone in my face. Elden G. Look, on screen, articles about Mu Tianxing. Invincible Guild Master. Humanity's strongest holy paladin. Light of Heaven. The sacred guardian who shatters darkness. Sun Tzu played a video clip. A golden-armored knight floating in the sky, radiating holy light. Opposite him, 30,000 gargoyles blackening the heavens like a living eclipse. Darkness consuming everything. The knight swung once. The entire sky cleared. 30,000 monsters. One hit. Gone. Sunlight returned. That old man in the security guard costume just gave me his guild's membership token. And I called him Grandpa and fed him his neighbor's pet swan. My life is getting weirder by the hour, and I am loving it.